chat. I hope everyone's having a good day, good night, good evening. We're gonna re-loop back on something that me and Kendra were talking about.
Shorts of like.
Kendra, stop it! Don't hit buttons.
I opened it. I'm sorry.
How dare you? Don't worry, we have a couple videos lined up, chat. First, though, me and Kendra were talking about this. If you read on Mangadex, they have decided to shoot themselves in the foot for some reason. So, they have made this post where they said they will be removing titles that depict sexual activity between minor characters. This is the specific message. This is one of the admins. And they said, stop the misinformation. Titles removed depict sexual activity between characters that are minors, either in appearance, handled on a case-by-case basis, or confirmed in dialogue. It is about the law and compliance with it. If you jerk off to little kids, go and do it elsewhere. There are sites that specialize in that.
What did they mean by this?
For those who don't know, the big thing people immediately took issue with was they said it's about law and compliance with it. Mangadex is a piracy site. So they're like, it's about law and compliance with the law. You're a piracy website. What crack are you smoking?
The entire point is that you don't comply with any law.
Like, what are you talking about? And then this was all I had seen today, but then there is this updated tweet. It says update from the Mangadex admins. Same admin, by the way. Jumping back here because my previous post had a sentence that was poorly worded and came off as too much of a personal attack or moral grandstanding. Oh, you think? Mr. Off, you want to jerk off to kids, do it somewhere else. Was it poorly worded? Or are you just an asshole?
I think it's the latter.
I also didn't provide enough context on the content being removed, so that's on me. I've been reading some of the replies, and thank you for voicing your opinions and concerns. I kind of feel like somebody got their ass smacked behind the scenes. The problem is they're still going through with this. So that, and he's still on the admin staff, so. Whether in this thread or elsewhere, users want clarification on the removal, so please find it below. We were made aware of content that goes against our content policy, specifically clause 311 regarding underage characters in pornographic settings. The content that was removed, and some of the content still being reviewed, includes entries labeled mature with characters that are engaging in sexual intercourse, and either 1, they are clearly very young in appearance, and the content does not confirm that they are adults, or 2, the content itself confirms that they are under the age of 18. Nothing else is being examined at this time. We are currently exploring options to retain the title entry and other non-infringing metadata, but for now we need to proceed with the removal. And then they have another one where somebody says, it feels like an end of an era. That said, I'd really appreciate clarity. This titles being removed are those we have been made aware of through a legal nexus as considered the distribution of illegal material. I hate to inform you, everything on your website is illegal material. I don't know why somebody hasn't told you this. I don't know if you don't know this. Literally, legally speaking, every single thing on your website is illegal material. Moderation will not go beyond the titles mentioned. There was Papa Milk and anything adjacent and some others still in review. If we are notified of anything else, we will try to inform uploaders before proceeding with removals where possible. So Kendra said they had other information on it. What were you saying?
So basically, it's speculation right now, but they're going down a path that's like similar to what Crunchyroll did. I put it in side chat for what somebody noticed on the site, and it's not unfounded because they were actually trying to test ads about a year ago, and then people were like, take it down, and they did, and they were like, oh, we were just testing stuff.
All right, so this is what Kendra posted. Those who don't understand what's going on or why, Mangadex is going 100% corporate this year. Lolicon, Shotokan is banned with Visa, MasterCard, and with many corporate banks. All major Lolicon, Shotokan series that are obviously Loli Show hentai or that feature Loli Show will be permanently banned from this site. Popular money maker major shonen Shojo that feature this content won't be removed. This is what they mean by case-by-case basis. As an example, even though Dragon Ball has suggestive lolly content in it, it will stay. The owner decided to go the Crunchyroll strategy, copying it step by step, except paid monthly tiers to come out soon. When Mangadex first removed a lot due to copyright, that was the signal for you to export your list and jump ship. I did a long time ago, so I don't have to deal with my manga getting removed. This is textbook corporatization at work. Only moneymaker safe horny content will remain. Enjoy your slop and your corporate slop site. I also like to point out that this message is awaiting moderator approval and is invisible to normal visitors.
Yeah.
Very funny. I'd buy it.
So, I said this to Mizu before we got started. For those that don't know, in order for something like this to go live, actually, let's take a step back. For those of you in chat who remembers Manga Rock, and if you're not familiar with Manga Rock, I'll explain. Manga Rock was basically it was basically Mangadex before Mangadex, where everybody uploaded their stuff, everybody made connection to the author, blah, 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 blah. About a year into me finding Manga Rock, it's decided to also go corporate. The problem is, unlike Crunchyroll, where they were able to license stuff fast enough because there wasn't really any competition, Manga Rock died out the same year it went corporate because the only thing they could license was crappy manhwa and other tiny stuff that no one could license immediately, because unlike the anime industry, the manga industry already kind of had plants. And since Manga Rock's death, there have been more apps and more like webtoons, Manga Plus, and all that stuff that have gotten even better. There's still crappy ones out there, but Mangadex would not be able to license any of their portfolio they have now, because it's not just manga on this website. You I tweeted about this earlier. In order for like Mangadex to even like consider a monetization route, they would have to get rid of not only the manga, they would have to get rid of every doujin, every webtoon, every webcomic, every Twitter comic, and every one-shot or anything else, because all of this you would have to contact every single owner to get permission, and not every owner is gonna say yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, the one thing I told Kendra is if they go through with it, because the site is majority fan translations, is you can't just keep those. Even if you had like a policy like, oh, by uploading your fan translations to our websites, we own it. Once you start monetizing it, the story changes a lot. You have to get like reapproval from the fan translators to monetize their work.
Mm-hmm. And you would have to contact all the authors. And again, not every author is going to say yes, because some of that stuff shouldn't even be on there in the first place. That's the whole point of a doujin. You're not only the author supposed to monetize it.
Yep.
You could probably, I don't know, get like a couple of series on there, but like, what is it? Because Mangadex has a policy where if it's like already a popular series that's on stuff like Manga Plus, they don't upload any chapters up there. They just link to the official source, and then you can go look up the series over there. But again, you would have to wipe out like 99.99% of everything outside of Twitter comics, and then you would have to wipe out 99.9% of that.
Yeah. And then at that point, why are you even using Mangadex? All you have on it is the main series slop that everywhere else has. Why wouldn't I just go somewhere else that has it like it's established?
That's even better. They wouldn't even have the main series slop. They couldn't even license that either. That's one of the reasons why they got hit with copyright strikes 2 years ago. So last year was the Mangadex purge that purged all the Shojo. A couple of years ago, there was a Mangadex hack that wiped out almost all of that, which is why Mangadex is in the spot they're in. And then even before that, somebody uploaded the official chapter of Naruto on there, and that got most of the shonen titles wiped out. So there's literally nothing of value on here outside of niche series number 552. And now niche series number 552 is also gonna get wiped.
Are they aware of how many series have Lolly Shoda in it? No, they don't. Or if they do, they're too stupid to realize, like, people are gonna immediately get upset about it. It's just wild that they think this works.
Yeah.
By the way, chat, Lum Lum will be here soon, so we're gonna wait on the trap video, which I was originally gonna start with first. And we're gonna start with a video that Kendra suggested.
Yes, in the last 24 hours, someone decided to upload the video of all time.
So remember, chat, this one is Kendra's fault. The one after this is my fault. This one is Kendra's fault.
Rose Doodle and Buff.
Oh, I need to... Boop. And is it max volume? Yeah, it's good.
Up. And the only VTuber I like really watch the streams of is Matara-Con. I even was a fan of her during her previous...
You guys, Kendra?
Sorry. I was trying to open it up because I accidentally deleted it.
Fair. Thank you, Artemis, for 5. Kendra, I was going to watch Smartphone Isekai in your honor, but I got distracted and started watching Death March Isekai instead.
Oh my gosh. Why are you guys tormenting me like this? Listen, I said I hated Isekai Smartphone. I didn't say you guys could torture me with it. Oh my gosh.
You got it fixed, Kendra?
So, yes.
Good.
I am
basically
a casual fan of VTubers. I watch the shorts of like Rose Doodle and Buff Pup, and the only VTuber I like really watch the streams of is Matara-Con. I even was a fan of her during her previous incarnation, her past life of Nina Kosaka, and that was a whole thing. That was but that's it. I mean, besides catching wind of VShojo drama, you know, where VShojo kept the money of multiple different VTubers in order to make their bottom line look bigger while also going bankrupt, which is something I don't mean to diminish the...
By the way, I've kind of said this before, and I'm going to stick to it. I don't think VShojo stole their money. I think VShojo could... Because I said this from the start, that VShojo's, like, their system didn't make sense to me. Like, how it could make money. I think they just genuinely ran out of money. I think they were using the money that they were supposed to give to the talents to try and pay off the debts to the events they did for the talents. Because they couldn't handle, like, their system.
I think they stole a little bit of money. Not as much as people think they did, just a little bit, only just because Gun Run hasn't been seen since after running out of the country. But outside of that, probably just, like, again, not as much as anybody, like, really thinks.
Yeah, I genuinely think they had been bleeding money since the start. But that's just me.
Yeah.
the severity of the situation, but this is something YouTubers already experienced. Like, that's just a multi-channel network. Like, they probably do more than multi-channel networks, because when I was part of a multi-channel network, they said...
Is that what we're calling that? VShojo going under and none of the talent's getting paid? It's, oh, that's just multi-channel networks. No? What?
I think he just signed up to a really crappy company, bro.
Also, MCNs are not the same thing as VTuber corpos. It is a completely different system.
It's kind of, you're gonna notice a pattern throughout Negative's videos. So Negative, like, I'm gonna preface with this. I used to watch Negative's videos only because, like, you know, obviously Anituber or Anituber adjacent. And the problem is that they'll say things in earnest and then get a lot of things wrong, even though it's like, it doesn't sound bad, but it's like double take bad. Like, I'll note that, even though it's wrong.
Well, I mean, I guess like this, where he's like, oh yeah, that's just an MCN. I was like, what? No? What? Who told you that? Do you know what an MCN is?
Yeah.
Give us 10% of your revenue and we'll help you get sponsors. That sounds like a decent deal. Then they never...
That's actually not what MCNs originally were for. For people who don't know, MCNs kind of had a rise on YouTube because people were having trouble with DMCAs. So it was becoming like a genuine issue. So people found out that if they were part of an MCN, YouTube would listen to the MCN pretty regularly, whereas they wouldn't listen to individual creators. Did MCNs do other stuff? Yeah, probably. But the original reason they were even a thing for YouTube was strictly the legal side. And yes, like Machinima. Machinima was big about that.
Yeah.
Never helped get me any sponsors, and they just kept taking my money for like a year. Thankfully, I was able to get out of that. They made it very difficult to get out of that, and I was calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and almost harassing them to get off that contract before it renewed. But like, I get it. I know that pain.
I have been misled by VShojo.
By the way, something you should know, you don't have to keep calling and calling and calling and calling and calling to get out the contract. Read your contract, see what the separation terms are, and send them a certified mail letter that just says, hey, not renewing the contract. That is legally like all you have to give them. And also, if you were having that much trouble with them, you probably should have talked to a lawyer. Not like sued them, but just gone to a lawyer, said, here's my contract, can you please read that for me?
Mode a significant amount of funds. The thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
Oh, that's not just scummy, that's plain evil. Oh my gosh. And listen, I'm proud of Iron Mouse for speaking up about this situation. Is that what this video is about? Not at all. I just want to say, guys, if you can, just be independent. Come on, don't tie your channel with a brand or a company. It doesn't work out well. Speaking from experience, back to my point.
I'm pausing because I hate them. I hate when people say that every single time, because the most of the people that say crap like this are already big and established and have the enough of a disposable income to be like, yeah, just go independent, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna really boost you or help you or anything. I might find you though, and I might retweet you though, but just be independent.
Yeah, like he specifically, we're saying it about the VShojo people, which, yeah, they can afford to be independent. They're literally some of the biggest streamers in the world. At least some of them are.
Before.
Yeah, like they could have stayed independent. And it's like your channel, from what I saw, is pretty big too. That's not the same for people that have like 1,000 views a week. It's a very different ecosystem for them.
Yeah.
Back to my point, I'm not as parasocial, the internet's favorite buzzword right now. I'm not as parasocial as some of these fans are of their VTuber anime waifu goddess. Listen, I like being chronically online sometimes. However, I choose to be chronically online. I can flip-flop anytime in between when I want to. I also do enjoy the touching of grass. But there's some things about the VTubing fan base that I do and don't agree with. And I have already broken one of their rules. So for anyone who doesn't know anything about VTubers and just generally thought that whole scene was kind of weird and avoided it pretty much entirely, let me educate you. I mentioned Matara-Kon's previous incarnation. That's a big no-no. Mentioning the previous iteration of a VTuber is like typically frowned upon.
I have said this before. Past life is almost like strictly a corpo thing. Some people, yes, they do take the past life thing very seriously. However, you can see people discussing past lives literally constantly. Like, nobody really cares. You get, like, one guy that comes in and is like, you're not supposed to say that, that's their past life. And a billion other people are like, yeah, well, I don't really give a shit. It's always been that way. And the only time people really, like, knuckle down on the past life thing is, like, when Jaden became a VTuber, and people were like, well, she doesn't want people to know, so you should respect her opinion or whatever. That's different.
Ironic.
That's kind of utilizing parasocial fans to get them to enforce, like, a norm for you, even if you don't intend it that way. But for the most part, people are going to talk about your past life. It's not even really just like a VTuber no-no. That's kind of a... Depending on what your past life is, that's a content creator no-no. Depending.
It's considered impolite, I think. Now, I can't find any official source or Wikia page on whether or not this was actually the same person in between these two characters. However, I do have ears.
Absolutely not. What did I do yesterday after the stream? Maybe because I'm really, really old. Morning mama, have to catch the VOD.
And by connecting these two characters even tangentially, I have broken their rules.
Basically, Matara mentioned her past self as Nina Kozaka when she was in Niji En, and you guys know that she was kind of bullied, kind of harassed while she was there. She even felt bad for her own fans, because even her own fans, if you had like Nina's Oshi mark in your username, for example, you would get harassed.
And I do this intentionally because I want to talk about Kairyu Crocodile. And
Okay, yeah, it is all about the fucking Jaden thing. Real quick,
Yep.
Megumi for 5. This bit is going to be one of those I'm not like those other fans cope sessions isn't. Kind of is at the start here.
Kinda.
And then Arch Magos for 2. Mizu, my VTuber goddess. I can quit anytime. Ha. You know, that's what that one thing from him kind of came off as. He's like, but I'm not like obsessed with it or anything. I could stop like whenever I felt like. It's like, no, you can't.
Here's the thing. I'm saying this as someone who is also a fan of Matara, not even just because she was in Niji Sanji, but because she was originally a different VTuber before she ended up in Niji Sanji. If you know the identity and if you can pinpoint people's voices, you're already there on the parasocial train. You're not there where you want to find them via eyeball location.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can recognize them is it's right. You're kind of there already.
I was already watching her in her past life, and I have recognized her current life. Yeah, okay, buddy. Not parasocial at all. Sure. Cope.
How so many VTuber fans are policing this VTuber and how we are allowed to talk about this VTuber, because we all know who it is. Everyone knows who it is. Guys, come on.
Just so we're clear, and I've had this opinion before, I don't think it is VTuber fans. I think it is Jaden animation fans. I've had to have this discussion with somebody else before where they're like, well, you know, VTuber fans love Kenji. I'm like, no, they don't. Kenji fans love Kenji. As soon as he talks about any other VTuber, they're all like, oh, that pedo girl. Yeah, I hate her.
Yeah.
They are Jaden fans. And that's the thing, is Jaden fans immediately knew who she was. They're obsessed with Jaden for some reason. Jaden genuinely has some of the most parasocial fans I've ever seen on the internet.
I'm not really shocked about that.
Go
There
to,
are,
like, any AI chatbot site and type in Jaden or Jaden animations. I guarantee you she will take up a full page.
What is it there? Like, what is it? I literally remember I had like 2 YouTubers I used to follow. One of them was Nux Taku, the other one was Just a Robot. And obviously everybody knows about the Nux Taku one, but like nobody talks about the Just a Robot one, only because there were other things that happened surrounding that guy that kind of eclipsed it. But yeah, no, he was down bad for Jaden too.
Yeah.
It sparked like a whole situation where everybody was like, what is up with Jaden? He just has all these fans. It also didn't help that she also did the asexual video, which made a lot of people upset.
Yeah. But yeah, no, people are like, oh, this is VTuber fans. No, it's Jaden fans. Jaden fans are psychotic. And if you knew anything about Jaden, you would know that.
I'm not going to say it because I don't need VTuber fans and also maybe Nux Taku coming after me. If you watch Kairyu Crocodile stream for...
Hi, Lumi.
What have I missed?
We're talking about this person who's talking about how you're not allowed to talk about VTuber past lives.
Oh, I've seen some of this dude's videos. Are you...
They
well,
are currently coping.
What am I watching this on?
They spent the whole start of the video coping that they are not as terminally online and they don't know much about VTubing, but they're into VTubing enough to know that Nux Taku has an obsession with Jaden.
I mean, everyone knows that Nux Taku has an obsession with Jaden.
I still feel like you
terminally
have to be in the
people.
VTubing community to know that.
Alright, let me join in to watch this cancer.
But
Yeah.
the only point I'm making is like VTuber fans are saying you can't connect Jaden and the crocodile girl. I'm like, it's not VTuber fans, it's Jaden fans, because Jaden fans are psychotic.
And obsessed with Jaden more than anybody is on this internet. She is like the chillest person who I don't know what it is. The more chill the streamer, the more obsessed their fans are.
I guess.
It's like, I have seen this dude's videos before. Talking about, oh, fuck, what was the last video I seen him talk about? I think it was something to do with, oh, he talked about Loveless. He talked about Loveless in, like, the worst fucking way, and I'm like, I hate you. And then he talked about Black Butler, and I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah. I used to watch their videos, but I was in too many of their communities where I'm like, the media literacy has left out the window, because I literally was just like, imagine being excommunicated from multiple communities, and it's now just making a Diet Scramboli video. And if you know who Scramboli is, you already know how bad it is.
Thank you, Mr. Monkey, for the 5. Do you think it stems from the, quote, fan art of Jaden, or before, which led to the fan art of Jaden?
Before.
I definitely think before. The fan art definitely comes from weird parasocial people. Definitely the ones with the dog. I don't know why the dog thing is so prevalent, unless I'm just missing some Jaden lore.
What dog?
Mizu, I think you need to... What was it? It was the Jaden AI bot that you broke, right?
Oh my gosh.
You need to publicize that a bit more and say how you broke the Jaden Animations AI bot.
I'm
What is
good.
that?
I don't need her fans to harass the shit out of me.
What was it? Someone said, I thought Nux was just rage baiting because I watched the videos and the only mention of Jaden were either thumbnails or intro jokes. That's what I thought too. I thought it was a joke until someone made a video about Nux that I just so happened to click. And apparently he gets actually genuinely offended that like people make fun of him for it because, you know, everyone thinks it's a bit. And apparently he's upset that people think it's a bit and make fun of him for it.
Chat, I forget the specific reason I did, but I wasn't like going out to have sex with the Jaden bot. I was experiencing like how AI chatbots work, and I found a website that had like a bajillion filters on it. And I was like, okay, how far can I push the filters on this website to get it to like do something horrendous that it says it should never be able to do? And the answer is actually very easily. You just have to basically tell the chatbot, well, just imagine if this were the case. It's not really the case, but imagine if this were the case. And then it just kind of gives up, and it's like, well, if it was the case, this is what I would do.
I figured out if you slip in some non-English words in, it usually gets around the censorship bot that they have.
Yeah, that sounds about right. No one ever thinks. Listen. Nobody ever thinks of the Japanese Spanish words. No one ever thinks of the French.
I have been using a lot of German.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Thank you, Wolfsbane, for the 2. The Kim Pines effect. Less you speak, hotter you are.
Kim Pines?
Yeah, from Scott Pilgrim.
Huh.
You making your way in, Lum?
I'm probably not going to use my model today.
How dare you, you racist.
I am slightly anime racist today.
Racist, bigoted. I can't even believe you. I can't believe I'm friends with these people.
All right.
Hey, clearly I'm not racist or bigoted enough because I never make these goddamn lists that people make.
Well, you see,
I'm slightly offended.
Well, you see, people know you exist, and people don't. People know Mizu exist. People know you tangentially exist, and people just don't know I exist.
I mean, as soon as we get the Vampire the Masquerade RP going, a lot of people are gonna know that I exist. Well, because it's like, okay, for those of you who know Arch and everything, and that are a longtime Arch viewer, you know of his Nazi vampire campaign he did about like in 2019 to 2020. We are bringing that back. We are doing Nazi vampires again. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh,
I have heard you've recruited my boyfriend as well.
I did, and he is adorable. And between me, him, and Porkers, we are going to be committing various war crimes. And we're going to have to worry about the YouTube TOS because, unlike the other group from the old vampire campaign, we're not going to moral fag.
Very well. Anyways.
Who said ew, Arch? Arch is a good boy.
Anyways, we have video.
For just 2 seconds, you can figure out who it is.
Favorite movie is Lego Batman. So I really like cartoons in general. I don't really like watching anything that has real life humans in it.
Action Man. Who the hell is that? Oh my god, no, it's John Wick.
Like, she even has visual references in the background of her debut video, alluding to her other channel. It's an open secret, guys. Some people argue that Chikawa and Miku are super popular and that shouldn't count, even though this specific YouTuber has multiple videos talking about their hyper obsession with specifically Miku and Chikawa. Clearly she's in on it too, but saying who she really is, even if it's outside her stream or outside her YouTube channel, will have VTubing fans foaming at the mouth apparently.
Stop saying VTubing fans. It is Jaden fans. Trust me, I have dealt with them.
And not even that, it's like, if you've seen Jaden's videos on like the Miku and Chikawa, I haven't seen the Chikawa videos, but I've seen the Miku ones. She gets really hyper specific about which producers she likes and what references. Like, I'm talking about vocal producers that are like not even the popular ones. I mean, like the ones that are like everybody knows, but Krypton refuses to acknowledge them because their songs are about gore. Either gore or death or whatever, and they literally can't put them in their concerts or else they would be in trouble with the law. Like, come on.
Also, thank you, Internet Zen Master 5. Isn't that the one Queen Alexis got mad over? Or was that something else? Oh, hi, Lum Lum.
I have no idea who
How are
Queen
y'all gonna
Alexis
enter
is,
an
and also
unfamiliar
hello.
space, label the people weird for following the rules of said space that have always been in place?
Hold on. Is he going through TikToks and TikTok comments?
Yes.
Looks like it, yeah.
TikTok was the one. What is it? So it was like Twitter. That people talked about it on Twitter, but obviously you know how TikTok is. They're the ones that usually are the ones that push the Nux Jaden thing, and you know you know how TikTok is about anime. We love to moralize, except against my thing. I'm just gonna call you a weirdo and a creep, and you should go to jail.
It's like I am not well, granted, I don't post to TikTok anyway, but I will never ever post to TikTok ever again, or ever stream on TikTok. Granted, I never stream there anyway, because with their newest update, they added a locals tab where you can't opt out of sharing your location on TikTok, so people in your nearby vicinity will know that you're a fucking VTuber.
Yeah.
That's how my family found my porn Instagram.
What?
That was a good discussion.
What?
Had to convince them it wasn't me. I'm just saying.
Me too.
You know what? I should be shocked, and I am, but I'm actually
No, I'm not shocked. I am not shocked at all.
I'm only not shocked because I do technically know you have your own you have the blue Twitch site, but
did you see that? Did you see that? Blue Twitch is actually trying to say, "Hey, so we're so much better than Twitch. You get 80% of your money." Exposed his ankle. It's like, dude, people are too embarrassed to make a blue Twitch for safer work streams. Yes, everyone knows that they could do safer work streams there, but they don't want to bring their audience to a porn-filled fucking website.
Well, and also they are currently upsetting their main base still, because Blue Twitch made changes to where, like, you can't even be, like, a furry streamer on it, because it's considered too animalistic.
You can't be a furry, you can't be a lolly. And then there were even women on there who are like, okay, so I'm not either, but I'm still flat. And they're like, no, we're banned. We banned you from that too.
You can't include any content that is consensual, non-consensual. BDSM is heavily on the line.
I thought they banned that.
Anything that could be a crime in some situation was banned. So even people who were doing legal routes to do, like, fantasy content were getting banned because if they did not go the legal route, it would technically be illegal. And it's like, that ruins the point! Like, that... it makes your brain hurt.
What I'm saying is that a lot of these people nowadays are super whipped, and they're like, well, I want to monetize and make money, and it's literally just gooner bait.
Excuse me. Did you guys see that the new website, what was it called, like Boo Play or something like that, where it's basically Cameo for VTubers?
I heard about it. I didn't know what it was.
Everybody.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's basically Cameo for VTubers.
Oh my gosh. What did they do? I've never heard of the site.
Basically, what you make your profile. Somebody can pay you to say, like, any voice requests, whether it's, like, you know, voice acting, something cringe, really anything. If you know what Cameo is, it's just basically that you give somebody, like, a outline of what you want them to say, or send them a script, and they will charge you, like, you know, $20 every 5 minutes and shit like that.
That sounds so cringe. That's so cringe. I figured people would have avoided Cameo after it was being made fun of on freaking Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Viewer girls are on there now, I think. Well, probably not anymore because they banned all not safe for work voice requests on there.
Did they not learn from OnlyFans?
Very dumb.
They want it to be completely safe for work.
Really quick, Artemis for 2, J/Kiryu doesn't even stream, model is useless. I went to her YouTube to check on that. She had her debut 2 months ago, and since then she has done 5 videos. She doesn't stream, it looks like. She just does, like, actual video content. Which, I mean, fair, but why the VTuber model at that point, I guess?
I'm guessing because of the whole failure, because obviously those that know Kiryu was gonna originally debut under Shojo, and most likely telling by the content now, it was mostly gonna follow the Hime Hajime route, where she's already doing different types of content and then will just pop up on the scene every now and then to make sure that you remember that she exists.
Forgotten Son for 2, excuse me. Internet Zenmaster for 5. Once again, I'm so very glad I don't drink when watching Mizu streams. His lore drops are wild. You're welcome. Internet Zenmaster for another 5. I am legitimately surprised Fansly didn't ban hand-holding, given how degenerate they are. But we will continue.
Been in place. Also, who made this rule? Like, where did this rule come from? Who established? Who wrote it in stone?
HoloLive. If you did any research, you would know this stems from HoloLive mostly.
Not HoloLive. Even further back with Kizuna Ai. Because that's how long the rules existed, because people were doing the same thing with I and a white-haired VTuber that I can't remember the name of, because people wanted to know the voice actress behind I, but they were like, oh, it's only speculation that it's this really specific VA and everything, but we don't want to say it's her.
That was normal back then, because that would have been considered doxing. That's the thing. So there's a difference between that and what happened with HoloLive. Because a lot of the HoloLive girls had past content where they were already VTubers, particularly when Myth dropped. And people were screaming at the top of their lungs that you could not talk about the past lives of specifically Myth, even though most of them were some type of fictional creator before, particularly Mori. People would yell at you if you mentioned Demon Dice in a Mori thread. Even though even she was referencing herself in her Mori songs.
It's like, honestly, if people want to go like full kayfabe and everything, people should respect that, even though we all know people won't. And for the vast majority of the rest of Western VTubing, they don't give a shit. They may as well just post their addresses at this point.
Yeah. To be fair, have you seen how some of these VTubers be acting and be like, I am a real person? And then they're like, well, I'm a real person. I really want you to know where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they want the perks of being a real person, but the perks of being a VTuber. But the problem is that you cannot have both.
I just don't think it started with Kizuna, specifically because back then that would have been more of like a doxing issue. And that was a big thing with online creators in general, was you just did not look up their real name.
Yeah.
Alright.
Which is still sort of a thing, but people have gotten a lot more loosey-goosey with that, even though they probably shouldn't, in my opinion.
It's a
We are not allowed
HoloLive.
to freely talk about our favorite anime girl influencer VTubers. There's this meta code of conduct that VTubing fans are all aware of, including myself. But some of them are so chronically online that they think these rules apply outside of the internet. The most important thing that we all need to
What are you talking about?
What? Okay, this is gonna be my guess. If like, I'm gonna guess that he's gonna be like, oh well, say that you're at a convention and you recognize someone's voice. You can be like, oh, you're this VTuber, aren't you? And then he'll just be like, oh, that's stupid if someone just asks you, because then that's my guess.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm just confused, like, where we're going with this.
I don't know, but he's stupid.
just accept in our hearts is that these people are just playing a character. So, like, yeah, the chat should respect that. In the same way, like, it's rude to go up to one of those Disney actors and to try to get them to break character. If you're one of those guys, screw you. Now, some streamers are smart and will refer to their, like, human other as its own separate character, so they can address certain topics and questions that chat may have that are kind of valid.
No, people that do that are stupid.
No.
I really.
I don't even know who he's talking about who does that off the top of my head.
They'll show him.
Fair. Internet is a mess for 5. Now, I'm just an old head on the net, but the failure of so many VTubers to maintain basic OPSEC when it comes to sharing their personal lives. True. Lumi, I think Mizu doxed you on an episode of Lawtism a few weeks back. There was this blasted Latinx character that we could not differentiate from you.
I should have known.
Huh?
There was a Latina chick that was getting arrested, and she was causing problems. And I forget, she said something about feet at some point, and I go, oh look, it's the Lumi Latinx girl.
God damn it, Mizu.
I just thought it was funny.
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay, Lumi. We all know your feet obsession is valid, and we can help you. We can help you through.
I'm gonna rip off your antler and beat you with it.
Joke's on you. My antlers pop off.
So it means I can beat you with it.
It's not even that much of an illusion, guys. But we all agree, this space right here, specifically right here, okay, the chat, this is a role play session. That's all this is
Okay, no, so I have to disagree with him on this, right? Where he's like, oh, they don't want you to talk about their real life outside of, like, you know, in their chat. It's like, no, they don't want you to talk about it anywhere. And this has been for basically every YouTube creator since forever. Because people don't want to get doxxed. That's why doxing is a word. What are you talking about? Oh, they don't want you to talk about it outside of or within their chat, but outside of their chat, it's fine. No. Content creators don't want you exposing their IRL information anywhere. I don't know where he's getting this from. Thank you, Magumi, for 5. I think he means when VTubers reference other people within their personal lives. People still refer to it as like though they're their parents, right? Like even just in our group, Atari always says Mama Atari when talking about their mother. But like you had Picora and Pico Mama was like a huge thing. Like they still refer to them as if they're their parents. They don't make their parent or their real life like a separate identity.
Was it the closest I've ever seen is when the VTuber themselves refer to them as their roommate, which is, I think, a good workaround. But the problem is that you got people who are like, oh yeah, no, my real life, my this, that, and the other, and then you have like a Vince situation where because they didn't shut up, it's like, oh, I made all these connections. Hello.
Yeah.
Bottom line, we're all just role-playing. So when on the Jaden Animations channel, it's fine to say Jaden, but when you're on her VTuber channel / stream, you say Kairyu. Is that right? Like separation of church and state? VTuber culture is so weird. They treat recognizing someone's voice as if they just dead named a trans person. It's not comparable. But
why isn't it? Genuine question, why isn't it?
Well, you see, affirming an identity, whereas here you're affirming a character identity.
Yeah, they can respect the Disney Parks actor, but not VTubers who don't want you to bring up their IRL identity stuff.
when we aren't confined in the stream, for example, this video that is not in their stream, I know it's on the internet, but it's also not in their stream or channel. We are not confined to those rules, and not every VTuber is playing a character. I mean, sometimes it's just an avatar that keeps their identity a secret, which leads me to my other topic. Too many people want to know the real face of these VTubers. I cannot tell you.
Why is that a problem, though? You've just established that we no longer have to abide by the arbitrary rules that the internet has set forth to protect the identity of these people. So why is it a problem now that people also want to dox their faces?
Well, you see, I'm making this up as I go along.
Yeah, like that's like they didn't think this through all the way. It's like, you don't understand. I'm not on their stream. I'm not beholden to their arbitrary rules. By the way, some people want to know what they look like. That's way too far. Okay.
How many times I'm scrolling on TikTok and I get an Iron Mouse TikTok and the highlighted blue text is Iron Mouse face reveal, and it's a bad joke at this point because they intentionally make that the blue text to troll people who are hyper obsessive over Iron Mouse. You're not gonna find her real face. I don't think she's ever revealed her face. I may be wrong about that. I don't follow Iron Mouse quite as closely as some other sycophants, and
You don't know what you're talking about. I think that's what this video comes down to. Is like, they're trolling people who want to see her real face. Or, because it's TikTok where people typically don't search for anything, they just scroll. It's an eye-catching thing to get people to stop for a second and watch the video. Like, it's... They're trolling all the people who want to see her real face, which really isn't that many. Like
VTuber is big, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
At least compared to 5 years ago.
Like, this is somebody who doesn't actually understand the internet at all, despite being obsessed with the internet. And I don't know how you end up at this point.
I get it. Using Matara-con as an example, I'm sorry, Matara, but you're like the only VTuber that I actually watch. So like you're the de facto example I have to use. I also bought your collab with Gamer Subs. Please go easy on me. I wanted to know what she looked like too. Don't be wrong. Call it morbid curiosity.
But you're not a VTuber fan. Like, you established that at the start.
Fan. No, they said they're a casual VTuber fan in the beginning.
And by casual, they mean they've only watched Matara. Again, this is what I mentioned at the start with people who are like, oh, well, you know, Jaden, oh, well, Kenji fans. They are just Jaden fans. They're just Kenji fans. You are just a Matara fan. You don't like VTubing. You don't know anything about VTubing. You're just kind of like showing up here to try and talk about something you don't really know anything about.
Not casual.
Call it a parasocial relationship. Call it some sort of psychology term. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I have this idea about what she would look like in my head. And these streamers will often go out in public and wear a mask and make appearances at like conventions. And they wear a mask in order to help conceal their identity and not fully break the facade. And every time I see the actual person, even if
that is just a very small group of Western VTubers, to be like quite frank. A lot of people have an issue with that because they're like, that's not real VTubing.
if it's in a mask and sunglasses, or like just the hands, you know, when they like open like a box or something and they just show the hands, that's a thing. It breaks the magic for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's embarrassing to admit. I don't like it. The moment I saw the human form, I realized that of course she's not gonna look like what I was imagining. I really just like fell in love with like the character. That's what I like. And the voice. Low-key, I've fallen asleep to these streams multiple times. I'm not blocking my mouth. And the voice. Low-key, I've fallen asleep to your streams a lot of times. And you can't impose that imaginary expectation onto another person. Don't look behind the curtain. There's like 3 movies that explain why you shouldn't do that. And they're really good movies. But also, on the opposite side of this, you shouldn't police whether or not someone can or can't post their real face online. Like, it's their character. It's their social media.
But it's their fans. And that's what a lot of these girls don't understand, is they are trying to appeal to an audience. If you upset the audience, you don't have anybody to watch you.
Yep.
Not only that, but can I be real with you? So I'm not someone who's like super like anal about like when people post their face in VTubing, but I really, really freaking hate when they always sympathy post and be like, "I'm showing my face," and then their views go down because I came for the VTuber. I don't really care about your face, and they're like, "Guys, I showed my face for 5 seconds, and now my viewership is down. Feel bad for me. They don't love the person compared to the model. I wish they would have known." And I'm just like, okay, so I'm unfollowing because I know you're gonna do this like 5 times the next time I see you. Goodbye. I've unfollowed several people now, like in the last 2 years, that have just been doing that, and it's just like y'all are so freaking annoying about it. Oh my gosh.
And like, I have to agree with chat, is he's confusing me with his reasoning, right? Because we went from, oh, these people think you're not supposed to talk about their past lives, to actually, if I see their face or their body, it kind of ruins the whole magic for me, and I'm not as interested in them anymore, to, I don't understand why people are saying, like, they shouldn't be showing their face or anything. You can't police people like that. Like, you're just all over the place, contradicting yourself. And I think in your head, he's thinking of like extreme situations, but you're not saying extreme situations. Like, it's just my assumption that you're trying to talk about extreme situations without actually saying them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Archmagos, for 2 more drink. Also, Matara props Bricky, so hate. Artemis for 2. There's Cinder fans, and there are Sin00 fans. I don't 100% know what you mean by that, but I'm also stupid, so. And Internet Zen Master for 10. Is he just using TikTok as the basis of the discussion where intelligence goes to die? That makes too much sense. Also, only Wizard of Oz, the only good movie. Wicked sucks. There, I said it. Everybody thinks Wicked sucks. Awful.
To be fair,
The stage play is fantastic. The movie is absolutely fucking terrible.
What is it? People say usually the stage play and even the books are better than the movies. Then there's the whole thing where everybody's kind of just like the actresses are. I mean, the actresses are acting. That's about it.
Talking about the Cinder.
It's like I got to see the stage play on Broadway and everything, and oh my god, it was fantastic. I loved it so much. I even got the book signed by the author, and I got the playbook signed by some of the cast too. It was great. I loved it.
And that's how you know Lumi is a real woman.
I am a theater kid. I will always be a theater kid. You cannot take the theater kid out of me.
We're gonna take Lumi to see Spider-Man the musical.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Do you know about that, Mizu?
No, but that should probably be a thing for a different day, though. We'll be here all night on tangents.
Sorry.
Theater kid, ew. No, fuck you.
We'll do this too. Why are you trying to protect the sanctity of your anime waifu goddess?
I do not condone people getting too immersed in this character, okay? Because I am still a real person. And just because you said that, I'm pulling up a face reveal right now. Look.
This is so cringe.
Gosh, oh my gosh. Don't look.
And yes, that leads me to my next point. As much as some fans are sycophantic about...
I'm only pausing this fast because I need to remind people, please keep in mind, Camilla got doxxed at one point and had a stalker. So doing that probably is exactly one of the reasons why it is dangerous to do a face reveal. Yes. Don't do that.
Didn't she have an air tag be put in one of her gifts?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds about right.
She is not a good example of somebody to be like, look at her, she did it, and she immediately got doxxed. Good fucking job.
Was it? I don't even know how to do the whole doxing thing, but that just one video she showed of being like, look, guys, probably had like 50 identifiable things that could lead to her being doxxed again.
She was outside with cars in the background.
With a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
The fire hydrant alone probably has like 50 stains on there that somebody was able to figure out.
these VTubers, and a lot of them are. I think it's fair to say that probably a lot more of them actually don't care about seeing the actual person. Like, they don't mind. They know that it's a character. They know it's play pretend, that it's basically just an actor, voice actor, what have you. They know that beyond the hot anime girl facade, it's an actual person, which is why a lot of these streamers do make physical appearances. They know it's not gonna kill their career, not unless they're a 40-year-old man like Buff Pup is.
You're so weird. Okay? You're watching a VTuber, okay? A 40-year-old man.
I told you, I'm not crazy. I have the proof. So when we aren't in
one
their
operator
roleplay
left
space,
me,
we
or
are allowed to
remaining,
freely
and
talk
I
about this in whatever way we
We're all done.
please, including their history.
And that was
or
me
maybe
accidentally
even
killing one of my folks with a wall
their
because they were
real
standing on the wall.
other YouTuber name. You can't.
You had to like really loop on yourself on that one because you were about to say their real identity. You're like their real other YouTube name. Like you were about to say something that nobody was gonna agree with. That's why this video is so weird. Who's that in the background? That is Lumi's husband. Or Moose.
Yes. That is Moosh. That is Moosh
Force
Man.
arbitrary rules on imaginary characters across
Alright,
the
be
internet,
quiet.
and especially not in
You're
real
fine,
life. The only reason these people follow these rules in the chat is because they don't want to be rude, and that's really it. And I get that. I don't like being rude either, probably to a fault. So when it comes to Kairyu Crocodile, stop being weird. Now, I know that's easier said than done because at the end of the day, we know that the VTubing community is really just an extension of the anime fandom. And so we see a lot of the problems in the anime fandom bleed into the VTuber space. Let's get uncomfortable for a second. You guys remember Gura? You know,
I'm about to be really mad at you.
He's gonna bring up the lolly argument. I just made a post about fucking retards and lollies because Ms. Kip is like, oh, well, you know, if you like lolly content, that's just gateway to pedophilia. Like, no, the fuck it ain't, you fucking loser.
Wow, let's
That's the
see where
man
he
who
goes.
physically abused his fucking girlfriend. Okay. I'm done.
not that southern twang that you did at the end.
absolutely hilarious and phenomenal. Loved her. Wonderful. My heart shattered when we got the news that she was graduating or retiring or whatever weird term that they decide to use for her not.
Stop pretending like you don't know the terms. Like, we know that you are an obsessive stalker on the internet that follows a ton of shit. You've got fucking Princess Celestia and Princess Luna anime figures in your background with what appears to be a completely naked woman, by the way, now that I'm looking at it closer. That's just wearing like a jacket or some shit. Stop pretending like you don't know what these words are. Also, yeah, that chat, tell me if I'm wrong, that almost looks like a completely naked woman.
She is not wearing bottoms, that's for sure.
Being that character anymore. She was insanely influential in the VTubing sphere. At least in my eyes, I'd put her up there with like Iron Mouse, Mori Calliope, Calliope. I mean, probably not bigger than Iron Mouse. I'm not crazy. But
you really don't know what you're talking about.
What? Oh, he is stupid.
Gura went multi-million on 3 different channels. Probably not bigger than Iron Mouse or Mori. Fucking what?
She got 1 million subscribers. Listen, her super chat memberships may have not been as green as Nimmy Nightmare, but like that chat was like going so fast. I'm pretty sure my phone almost broke several times from reloading.
She broke YouTube on her indie debut. She's sitting at 1.43 million subscribers on YouTube.
She has three buttons.
Thank you, Toa, for 5. Fun fact: in many places, the color of the fire hydrant represent important information like water source and max flow rate. And thank you for the membership, Internet Zen Master.
I didn't know that.
Welcome to my droplets. Mori's more popular than Mouse 2. What the fuck? Exactly.
she was up there. And then the town crier told me that Gura was returning under a new character. The legend was returning. Hath no fear. She came back as Same Kosaba, just like a straight up lolly. And I
Gura was a lolly. Senzawa before Gura was also a lolly.
They were all lollies.
She's a lolicon. She's an open lolicon.
Yes.
She has gone multi-million on 3 different lolly accounts.
She's probably the most sane lolicon who will still tell you to be quiet.
Yeah.
How do you look at Gura and you're like, well, she wasn't a lolly then, but she's a lolly now.
She was a lolly in all 3 iterations.
God.
know Gargura was
It's
also
like,
technically
hold on. Okay, hold on. Let him finish.
lolly, but like this one is like that kind of lolly.
Shut the fuck up. Dude, he sounds like the Gura fans that are like, oh well, you know, I was a fan of Gura, and you know, she wasn't a lewd lolly. She was fine because she had her oversized hoodie on. But this, I can't watch it because her legs are showing.
I still love it how there was this one artist who like had an existential crisis because they were like, I hate lollies, and their entire page was just drawing interactions between Ame and Gura, and people were like, you do realize Gura's a lolly, right? And they were like, what?
Thank you, Internet Zip Master. I'm more of a casual anime guy, but Get Out Tourist. It's so dumb. Like, holy shit.
The ones that like are, I think it's just intentionally appealing to pedos and lolicons, and you can't.
No, fuck you. No, he brought up Lolita.
He did.
Are you fucking serious?
I told you there's a video as a sawtooth of decent opinions and really, really bad ones.
Why does everyone bring up Lolita as their fucking argument?
Because people don't read, Lumi. What's wrong with you? You read?
Thank you.
I love reading.
Thank you, Archmagos, for the 10 gifted memberships, and congratulations to everyone who got one.
It's like I read, is it the majority fan fiction, and I have about 200 tabs open for AO3? Yeah. So.
Don't worry, we've still got a whole 5 minutes to see how much further down we can go.
Oh man.
You can't convince me that's not what she's doing. I know I'm probably going to get her fan base hating on me for this, but she makes me uncomfortable now. The personality feels different. It feels cuter, more innocent, more primed to be taken advantage of.
The dress.
So many people left her, by the way. Like, I was there for the debut. I think, if I remember correctly, she dropped by like 500 people.
The tummy filter gets them every time.
Tummy and toes on day 1? What a bargain. Also, you just did not watch Gura. That's how she was in her literal first stream was her doing like a fake crying act over being shit at a game called Maneater.
And literally doing whoa. Like, she was really open about this stuff. Heck, the model debut was literally just her mogging on HoloLive for its stiff rigging. That's why she even added some of this, like the whoa and everything in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Disappointment I experienced when this new character debuted will haunt me for the rest of my life. She even changes her voice, or how she voice acts, to make it a bit more childish, and like there's like a lilt in her voice that I can't really quite explain, but like it's there and it's very effective.
Gura, my dog died. Let's go! Guys, I wish to sing along to it. That's the only reason. I wish to sing along every now and then, so.
Like, I know it's not a big difference, and I know there's gonna be some of you that are gonna say, like, I'm full of it, but the personas are just vastly different in my eyes.
Because one of them was built by a corporation. Go watch
Exactly.
Senzawa. There's no difference.
The only difference is that Senzawa doesn't drink herself. Is that Samiko Saba doesn't drink herself to death like she used to do.
Yeah. Megumi for 2, 500 people on self-deletion watch.
I had a really hard time convincing myself that that was Gargura, or like that was like the same person behind the face tracking. I didn't follow Gargura as closely. Is the difference as subtle? Yes, except for like the model. Maybe I am tripping.
You are.
I'm going to continue tripping. But where do we see a large cluster of, no guys, I'm not a pet. I just like the small form, I like daughter-like appearance. That's it, that's all. Don't come at me, don't look at my hard drives. That's the anime fandom. And you wanna know what other problems the anime fandom has? They have a white supremacy problem. I'm not gonna give you time.
You're just like speed running every retarded thing you could possibly say.
The VTuber fandom has a white supremacy problem. You know, I think I know what Lumi's next outfit is gonna be after her next 2 that will be out this year.
You're gonna join Celestium in the uniform.
Oh, I'm just gonna get a very, very nice German uniform.
I'm to guess. It's a white supremacy problem. And usually, get this, the white supremacists and lolicons go hand in hand. Who would have thought? Have you guys heard of Nachizu?
Oh. Literally nobody likes Nazi Miku.
Yeah, nobody. Why are you using him as an example?
People constantly bring up Nazi Miku, and it's like, you know who watched Nazi Miku? Literally only you people that hated them. Nobody else watched them.
Everybody hates him. He is a fucking loser. And also, you can't even call him a proper white supremacist because he was stuttering when he was trying to say slurs. You will say slurs like a real man if you're a real white supremacist.
I've said slurs on accident on stream.
I don't stutter when I say them.
Oh, I love it so much. I want to keep this one secret. The video, because I'm just like, did anybody even take Nachi Miku seriously?
No, they
I kind
didn't.
of just thought they were cringe and they blocked them.
Also, thank you, Atari. I'm gonna change my cozy out with Lumi, I think.
It's just that this dude, okay, he had bad opinions before, but no, this is the icing on the fucking cake. Nobody.
Miku, you know, the far right guy that was using a voice changer. I'm sorry, a voice modifier.
And it's not a voice changer, it's a voice modifier.
In order to stream as a VTuber girl, spreading far right propaganda.
But it's more so like a critique against the people who are not white in the VTuber space, who are not German. Again, I don't hate the Lolicon people.
Even openly agreeing with pretty much everything the Nazis believe in.
I like how you skim over that part where they say, I don't hate the lolly people, but you ignore the fact that that was said in response to them, like, going, like, on a huge, massive crash out about how much they hated Lolicon.
And then they got doxxed, and then they still stream on Kick, of course, and they just kind of dropped the voice changer entirely.
If you have to kill and pillage to grow, you're a mature nation. Stay at home and work on yourself.
Since these problems are so annoying.
Again, like, who takes this person seriously? They sound like a nervous wreck, and they just sound cringe.
Yeah, look,
it's like
55 views 3 days ago. Like, why are you focusing on this person? Nobody watches them.
It's like these types of people. I don't understand why people even give them. It's like I kept saying this like with Akko too. The whole Bean situation. You got these people who like give randos attention, and then these randos gain a following. And if you look at them for even like the slightest bit of 5 seconds, you just see them as bait or cringe, and then you just block and leave them alone. And then you come back years later, and it's like, what do you mean they have now a 5K following? They were lame back then. Like, why are you even giving them even a lick of attention?
Thank you, Frog Jupiter, for 2. Is that makeup he's wearing? It looks horrible.
Oh yeah.
It does look absolutely horrible.
And Internet
It's
Zen Master for 10. The fact this person keeps acting like the voice makes them sound like a child drives me wild. These people don't have children at all if they think they can tell a person's age by their voice.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's like, I don't know. I still can't get over the whole, like, oh, this dude is the ultimate white supremacist, where it's like, no. I honestly think between me, Atari, Amalgamite, and Porkers, we are probably gonna look like the worst people in existence when we do our vampire RP. I am ready for the great cancellation of me and everyone else on that RP this year.
It's like, again, these people are like, there have been actual VTubers in this space who have said stuff way worse, and they didn't even drop slurs. And you got this guy who's literally stuttering and looks like he looks like he's about to lower his voice to say slurs, so his mom can't hear him in the other room. That's what I mean by these people. It's like, stop giving these people attention.
Yeah.
Wait, Porkers is in the VTM too? Yes, we have Porkers, we have Atari, we have Amalgamite, we got me. It's gonna be so much fun.
Man, work on yourself.
Since these problems are so annoyingly part of the anime community, it's no surprise that people who probably aren't weirdos that put on anime girl personas attract those specific weirdos. Can't people just be horny and normal? Is it so hard? Can't you just be a freak and not a pervert? I can't lie, most of the reason VTubing got popular was because of gooners. I agree wholeheartedly, but you can be horny on main and also not be weird, and for some reason it seems like
You seem to have not learned that yet.
Nope.
It's almost like the internet is full of weirdos.
Yeah.
do that. I've seen people give like specifically like Rose Doodle some flack online for being overtly sexual, and the key difference is that she's not weird about it.
Okay, so my name is Rose Doodle.
What?
I'm a creative art streamer. I do mostly illustration and animation. I also do educational sexual wellness content with a focus on BDSM and stuff, because I used to do classes and stuff for that kind of stuff. And aside from that, I've been just streaming for like 10 years, so... Beautiful.
Is the VTuber community really fun? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Imagine your favorite character from like your favorite TV show or game deciding to be a streamer. Imagine if Mario decided to be a streamer. That'd be pretty awesome. Like, I'd watch that. That's part of the appeal of VTubers, except it's all OCs. And I know a lot of people get upset at specifically just like anime VTubers and choosing like a Japanese name even though you're not Japanese. And there's plenty of VTubers that aren't hot anime girls or just like aren't even anime.
Get the fucking burnt peanut out of here. Stop it with the burnt peanut.
Loser out of here. Fuck burnt peanut. He like I don't play Arc Raiders just because he exists. Out of pure principle. That is why I don't play that fucking game.
So annoying.
So I don't think they're not as beholden to these problems as much, but that doesn't make anime VTuber.
I always hate when people are like, oh, the burnt peanut, he's got like such a nice community. His community is fucking garbage. It is basically every single, like, old school COD player that whenever they got killed, they started screaming slurs at the top of their lungs in their mic. Those are the people that watch Burnt Peanut. And then people be like, oh, his community is so nice and so friendly, and I just, like, at least his community's not weird. And then you're like, I don't really like Burnt Peanut. And you have a bunch of people screaming racial slurs under your post as soon as you say that.
This community is basically the Kenji community. They're both for normies. They are both normie slop.
Again, I said this last time with Mizu. The only reason why anyone is defending Burnt Peanut is for two reasons. Number one, they do it to spite the VTubers. And number two, they think they're doing a favor to spite the VTubers, being like, oh, we finally got this normal guy for you. You should be grateful he's making VTubing more mainstream. I don't want VTubing to be mainstream. Get out of here.
Yeah, we don't want you people here. You're literally sitting here saying VTubing is a part of anime and anime is a bunch of fucking weirdos. Yeah, we don't want you here.
The only good VTubers are the a couple EN ones, and they're mostly not big. So basically Mizu and JP and the JP side, because the JP side actually has industry connections that make them professional so that they're not doing stupid crap like this.
Yeah. Thank you, Frog Jupiter, for 2. Why does he remind me of Onision? The look and the voice.
Oh my god,
He's like a
he
young
does remind me of
blonde
early
Onision.
Onision.
And then Internet Zenmaster for 10, annoying part of the anime community. Hey, tourist, that annoying part of the community are the OG part of the weeb community. I want to give this man a swirly like he's back in high school so much.
Swirly.
There's bad, being a white supremacist and a pedo. That's what makes it bad. In the end, we're just trying to have fun. And maybe there's weird rules that these people follow in order to make it more fun for them. It's a game. That's what it is. And yucking their yum isn't cool. But also enforcing your weird OC roleplay rules on other people is also not cool. If you don't vibe with it, I get it. If you do vibe,
You can't do that whole speech and then say yucking their yum isn't cool.
Never yuck someone's yum. That is fucking rude. And it's like, if they don't want to follow the rules of that streamer's streams or like community or anything like that, then get the fuck out. You don't have to be there.
No, for 5, it says the only VTuber he likes is an open commie and calls everyone a white supremacist and PDF files. And then Internet Zenmaster for 5 says, you forgot the new reason, 3 Kendra. Peanut now triggers Hassan by simply existing. Yes, I hate it too. It's funny watching Hassan rage, though. Hassan was busy raging at, what's his name, Chibi Reviews today. Or yesterday. It was one of the 2 days.
I don't even know why. Listen, bro, we're gonna keep making fun of the fact that you shocked your dog. It's not gonna go away.
The commie?
Oh yeah, no, she used to do so because I was curious, you know, when I watched Matara back in before she was Matara and before she was Nina. She used to be apparently run a communist. She used to run a communist type podcast, and then she kind of left that to be a VTuber, and then she got into Corpo, and then she's here. So I don't think she does it as much anymore, but she's not.
I
like
knew I didn't like her.
with it, I get it. Can't we just smell the roses for a second, guys? Or maybe the smelling salts, because some of you need to wake up. I think both sides have validity. Maybe the normies and the gooners can shake hands.
No.
Preferably after the gooners wash theirs. Tell me your hot takes about this whole situation in the comments.
Just so we're clear, you have no right to call anybody a gooner. With that fucking figure in your background.
I was the only one. I love it. It's always like, oh yeah, no, you're the gooner, except me. I'm not the gooner. I have a Celestia and Luna, and I'm pretty sure that's the artist of the demons of the Eldritch steps of the Eldritch sister.
I really want to know what this figure is, so somebody can send it to me in Discord if you know what it is. I have to notice he have just like a straight up naked figure in his background of every like his videos.
I'm pretty sure that's the Eldritch sister one, the same artist who does Reina's art in Hollow Live, the one with the mom who has the 2 powerful swords. Pochi, yes, Pochi.
Fair.
It looks like Pochi because Pochi's a not safe for work artist. She literally does Shota.
Also, Lumi can vouch for me on this one, but if you are a male and you have anime figures of Celestia and Luna, you are a high tier gooner.
100%.
Oh yeah,
especially since those figures cost $130 each.
I'm just saying, you are like a proper high tier gooner if you've got those. Also, I can't tell on this one in the center here behind Kendra's horn. It almost looks like one of the Helltaker girls, but I think it would have more red on it if it was.
130 isn't much for a figure. Yes, I know it's not much for a figure for a lot of people, but it's a lot in terms of like, you know, just starting out with figure collecting.
Yeah.
Angel's Advocate for 5, perfect example of a bad tourist if I've ever seen one. Mega condescending, looks down on the community whilst not even trying to truly understand it. And then Archmagos for 2, Blood and Skulls. Butlumi.
Higashi Kachi Dojin 2, that was prime good stuff.
Butlumi, we're happy you're here tonight because we didn't get to watch our video last week because we wanted you to be a part of it.
Yep.
Oh man.
Also, I just noticed he has a half-naked bunny girl on the shelf here.
What is it? Somebody's pointing out that apparently he has more Pochi stuff. So again, Pochi is a not safe for work artist, and and one of their claim to fame is literally a Shota dojin about an eldritch being who looks like, you know, big busty woman and a Shota, and then they made a not safe for work version as soon as it got popular. So you know how it goes, guys. If somebody goes out of their way to call you a gooner in a condescending way, they probably have something on their shelf that proves also.
Well, here's it, because me and Lumi have kind of talked about this before, but for some reason, the Shotacons refuse to accept that they're Shotacons. I used to stream pretty regularly with another VTuber who they would send me like Shotacon porn, and then one day they sent me a message and they're like, you know, the lolly stuff that you post kind of just makes me uncomfortable. And I was like, how does it make you uncomfortable? You send me Shotacon shit all the time. And he goes, it's not Shotacon, it's femboys. I was like, that's Shotacon! The characters you send me look younger than the people from Boku no Pico.
A lot of people like using the femboy excuse to say like, oh no, it's not Shotokan, guys. It's just the sleek, delicious femboys.
It's small femboys, totally. That's always the thing, and it's like, no, it's very clearly Shotacon. And also, thank you, Mr. Monkey, for 5. Didn't notice he had tails on his shirt. Opinion discarded. I like tails, though.
Well, you see, the thing is that the Sonic fandom is also in denial that Tails is a Shota, too.
Yeah. There's also a lot of comics with Tails and Cream.
What? Oh, yeah, no, what is it? For some reason...
Cream and vanilla.
I'm learning more about the Sonic fandom, which is my detriment. They are so weird about like how it's like, well, we discarded the ages of the characters, but Amy is still 14 and Cream is still a child.
Yeah.
And it's like it's always like, oh well, because like I said this last time, you cannot want to tell super serious stories about a blue hedgehog and be scared of Rouge the Bat's titties. Like, I keep saying this.
I still can't get over they nerfed her tits. It's such a fucking tragedy.
It is a crime.
I think there's talks that they might like revert the changes because everybody was complaining too much. But like again, you cannot want to tell like super serious stories with the freaking blue hedgehog and then get upset that Amy basically has a Minnie Mouse style dress and Rouge has big titties. That's my thing.
Don't worry though, chat. I'll help Kendra through it. I'll make sure they do a full playthrough of Babysitting Cream.
Oh, wait, what? What's Babysitting Cream?
Chat will know. Somebody in chat will know. Don't worry, chat. I have the full Flash download. I still have it.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
What?
Internet Zen Master 5. Wait, Kendra, are you telling me Poochie was the one behind Hachi Shaku Sama / Miss 8 Feet Tall Shota Dojin?
Yeah, what is it? So Pochi did the manga with the Eldritch sister, and they were also the artist on the mom with the 2 twin swords, which was just basically a not incest but clearly incest manga. But the art was good and the mom was pretty, so it's okay.
Yeah, chat knows what I'm talking about. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about, by default, is not allowed to judge me.
I can't judge you anyway because I was part of the Sonic fandom in 2007.
Nah, Mr. Monkey, send me the Flash. What is it? Momoko is great. I actually liked Momoko. I couldn't stand the MC because the mom was like a genuinely sweet character, and he was constantly being mean and yelling at her.
The Flash, by the way, chat, came back up because somebody was trying to finish... The game was never finished. Somebody was trying to finish it and also update it into Renpy for a time. And as far as I know, they abandoned it because they had like too much harassment coming their way. So they just kind of gave up. Could be worse though. It could be like fucking Camp Pinewood, which has been revived like 10 times by different people and nobody can finish it. That shit's fucking cursed. That game is cursed worse than the fucking Sonichu medallion at this point.
Oh yeah, did you hear? Apparently, Chris Chan got escorted again.
I saw.
I seen.
He was dressed as a white Power Ranger, shouting "White Power" in a My Little Pony convention.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Hold on, did you see the business card that he left behind?
I did not.
Hold on. I'll find it. It's wild.
Sad there's no translation of Popoton, not even the uncensored PS2 port. Or the censored PS2 port.
It's Popoton.
I've learned not to judge you after learning one of your hear me outs as the Hamtaro hamsters, Puddle. It is not the Hamtaro hamsters, it is specifically Biju.
Let's see. What's this business card?
Where'd it go?
Lumi has lost it.
I think I did. Where'd it go? I'll find it and I'll post it. But it's essentially on this business card, dude fucking told Bronies and Pegasus sisters to go touch grass.
So Gabby may have found a similar I'll put it in the host space. May have found a similar figure to the one on his shelf. In which case it's not actually naked, but the clothing is so skin colored it might as well be.
Yeah, the elder sister one. This is Pochi's. Yep, this is Pochi's stuff. This figure was this Dojin was like the reason Pochi even like got skyrocketed in the first place. If you do not know what elder sister one is, then I'm going to be like,
Oh wait, here we go.
I can kind of let me see.
I'll throw this in host space. There you go.
Just check Visual Novel Database. Popoton still has no translation. To be fair, I've never played the game. I've only ever watched the anime.
I am in my redemption arc. Please be kind to me. I have repented. All of you should be soul searching.
Ultimate miracle. And Bronies and Pegasus sisters touch grass.
I'm gonna scan this QR code.
There are 3 QR codes. Careful that there's not any trackers.
Let's see. Transformers Legacy United Merge movie Sonichu trailer. Intro compilation movie with subtitles. Intro compilation movie without.
Do you know something I've never mentioned, but I've always thought? So, you know, top right here, we have Chris Chan's, like, OC of themselves. Like, how they picture themselves in their head.
Yeah.
I've just always thought this, like, looked like a soulless demon. Like, I don't understand why he never gave the OC pupils.
Oh my god.
Maybe
he knows what he is. He knows he's soulless.
Like, he's always has no pupils ever when he draws himself.
What if like every single Sonichu medallion has part of his soul like a Horcrux, and that's why it's cursed.
Listen, I told you guys already that Sonichu medallion is actually cursed.
Oh no, it is for sure.
It's like, oh my god, because Hexa is coming back to streaming again. and before she went on her extended hiatus, she was doing
She debuted her 2.0, and then her 2.0 was wiped from her computer.
Yeah, she was doing Christian streams, and she bought a Sonichu medallion, and she bought signed comic books that he made.
Not only that, she didn't buy just one medallion, she had two.
She bought two, yeah.
And I only know about that because when I thought about buying, because I saw Hex's post, and I ended up thinking about I thought about buying a medallion as soon as I saw her stuff. And then I did a sponsored stream for my first sponsored stream. And when I had to, when I shut down my computer, I had to force shut it down because Genshin was basically breaking my computer. And my entire PC went on lockdown, and I nearly lost all my own files had I not had help from my dad.
You
that
thought
medallion
about getting a medallion. That was your mistake.
Also, chat, yes, Chris Chan is in eugenics, and fucking Edmund McMillan had the worst response to people being upset at that. Like,
oh, thank you, Azahara. Azahara found the exact figurine. I will put it in host space.
Oh.
I've said this like every single time with Chris Chan. The only the medallion works like this because I follow this other creator called Courtney who talks about her Sonic OC Sonic S&T. She has done nothing but been nice to Chris Chan and like politely rejected Chris Chan and all of that. Nothing bad has ever happened to her. She even redesigned Sonichu to like look more pleasant on the eyes, but still respected Chris Chan. Nothing bad has ever happened to her. Unless you think of it's basically like that one kid from the Twilight Zone. If you think anything negative, if you do anything negative to this Sonichu medallion and Chris, you will be cursed. If you think only positive things and you only do positive things, you are not going to get cursed.
real quick, I'm not going to leave it up on stream for long, but I am going to show chat what the full figure it is. So chat, this is the figure that this guy is calling other people gooners when he's got this on his shelf in the background.
Yep.
Let's cope. You're coping. Absolute cope.
Come on. It's Gunner.
Yeah.
It's Gunner.
Thank you, Azahara, for providing the figure picture. We appreciate you as always.
But yeah, absolute cope.
Figures. I recognize those boobs everywhere.
But we got to get to our other video for the night. And I hope Lumi's going to be excited for this one.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be excited about it.
You can be super happy.
Aww. That's amazing. Well, cock blocked. Well,
So,
guess you can't watch it.
Don't worry. I'll just screen share it to you.
Oh. God damn it.
The video is so bad, they blocked it.
Don't worry, chat. You're going to love this one. Lumi's going to love it too.
Oh, man.
You guys got it up.
I got it.
Intra got it.
Yup.
So, y'all really had to go and do it again, didn't ya? In the 8th episode of the most popular original anime of the season, a genuinely great show, one of the idols gets her backstory, and we learn that she's transgender. She originally had a guy's name that she strongly rejects, and will insist upon being called by her chosen name if people use it. This is identical to trans people choosing new gender-appropriate names for themselves. She is said to have different junk, i.e. genitals, than the other girls. The cause of her death was a heart attack that she had upon seeing a facial hair growing, right after she insisted that she won't grow up and let her body change. Some people have been unashamedly lying and saying that in the original Japanese it isn't this explicit, when in fact...
So I would like to point out that while yes, this is true for this specific character, this particular creator is a reason why everybody assumed they were just lying about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty clear, actually. For the Zombieland girl, yes, she is pretty much just trans, like, pretty explicitly. The problem is, this character came into existence in the midst of people calling every single femboy on Earth trans. So people who had not seen the full show were like, well, you've lied about literally every single other one. You're probably lying about this one too. And don't worry, this person is going to prove that they are also one of the people that caused people to assume they were not trans. Thank you, Internet Zemaster for 5. CWC is unironically reality warping SCP with those medallions. Atari, Edmund was ready to add Chris Chan as a featured artist for his alter art cards in the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Kickstarter. And then Archmagos for 5, Twink Doom comes for him. I give his doom to corn. Also, this guy just looks cooked and need to become a fisherman off of Japan.
Fact, it's more so. When Lily says, that was my old name, according to the subtitles, she calls that old name her steta namae, or name that she threw away. When that conversation of junk comes up, the specific line is, ii janeka, tsuite yoga, tsuite nakaroga, which translates to, it's fine, isn't it? Whether it's attached or not attached. To be clear, I don't think the choices of translation were a particular issue. They retain the meaning of the Japanese, Lily being trans, and were just translated that way to flow a bit more naturally. However, the fact remains that if you try to say things were different in the original Japanese, the only difference you'll find is Lily being even more clearly trans. If all of that wasn't enough, an interview just came out in Animate after the latest episode, where the staff refers to the idols as kanojo-tachi, meaning the girls. They didn't say the girls and Lily, they included Lily within and consider her to be one of the girls.
So again, this is a thing where this would not actually help your case in most cases. Because a trap character would also be referred to as a girl. That's the reason they're a trap.
Yeah. Again, I violently waved my hands over at Chihiro from Danganronpa.
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason, once a year. For some reason, what is it? Danganronpa actually is for some reason trending again because of the Kyoko execution.
Yeah.
Well, the Kyoko execution has always been a meme, but it's also trending again because the second game, well, two like alternate version of the second game is coming out soon.
Yeah.
And I don't like how they animated my boy Gundam Tanaka. My poor boy. I don't like the updated animations for their characters. Mm-mm.
Fair.
But that's a problem for future me when I play it on stream.
If you attempt to deny the fact that she is clearly established as transgender, you're either acting in bad faith or somewhat adorably naive. But of course, because there's now a prominent trans character in a high-profile show, that means I need to finally get around to giving—
Stop trying to claim pink and blue. Just fucking stop it. It's so dumb. And again, those are just like the trans flag colors. That's not even the correct orientation of them for the trans flag. Fuck off. They're zooming into the thighs because that's the trans flag colors. Even though they're in the wrong orientation and order.
Giving a lesson on the term trap. Class is in session. Lesson 1. The history of traps. In order to uncover the true meaning of the term, we'll have to dig deep into the boy pussy of history and find out where trap came from in the first place.
How do you guys feel?
No, I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want to watch it anymore. No. Ugh. Ugh.
This is a famous video. Many people are aware of the Pedro trap video.
I've seen pedantic romantic as like this bad faith person because of their other videos and everyone crap talking them. I didn't know it was this bad.
Yes.
I have never heard of this person before tonight. Why do you expose me to all of these bad people, Mizu?
I don't know about them. They've been around. Listen, they've been around for a hot minute.
Pedro is very famous in the Anituber space for all the wrong reasons.
I usually don't submit myself to absolute fucking trash.
While it's real dark and messy here in the annals of eras past, we can still get a general timeline for things. Traps started rising in prominence on various image boards around the start of 2004, and most notably, this origin for the term coincides with the launch of 4chan in late 2003, and came soon after the birth of the Admiral Akbar "It's a Trap" meme on the Something Awful forums in late 2002. That image macro became popular as something to post to warn others of an upcoming bait and switch. So, in response to posts of cute anime girls that were actually cute anime boys in disguise, people would post "It's a trap" to warn of that bait and switch, and relatively quickly, people began to refer to this type of character as traps, because it is a trap. However, the term would not remain limited to the glorious realm of 2D. On YouTube, there's a video from Otokonoko 2007 where the trans girl who would come to be known as porn actress Bailey J is posing and flaunting, explaining to the convention staff that no, she's technically a boy actually, so flashing her breasts isn't a breach of public decency regulations. Somehow, I don't think I'd be able to pull that same trick in a YouTube video and avoid having it taken down, unfortunately. While she does this, the whole
Why? I don't know why he's tried to use this as an example of, like...
I'm so confused. This is not where I thought this was gonna go.
I'm telling you, you'll have no idea where this video is gonna go. This is the general theme for Pedro videos. This is just how they're made.
Okay.
Crowd loudly chants "trap, trap, trap," and in fact one of the usernames that was used to refer to her, one that she referred to herself as on 4chan, was Line Trap. So at the very latest, starting in 2007, trap extended to describe not just actual people, but specifically actual trans people, not simply cross-dressing men. In 2010,
So this is always the thing that annoys me, is no, it did not extend to trans people. They were calling themselves a trap. That's why other people called them a trap, because they said they were one. And I can say this, right? Because I mentioned that I had like a not safe for work Instagram for a time. Most of the people who would call themselves like traps in like not safe for work Instagram type communities were just trans people that were refusing to admit publicly that they were trans because traps sold better. I met multiple people who hated the term trap, who did not actually consider themselves a trap, but would call themselves one because it sold better for content-wise.
That sounds about right.
This is not them. This is not them adopting trap as an actual term for themselves. This is marketing. It's very different. Also, yes, this guy is dumb chat.
subreddit R Traps was made, a Reddit that has over 100,000 subscribers and a Reddit whose description was, R Traps is for the posting of photos and video of young and beautiful trans girls and individuals who would love to trap. R Traps is only for male to female content. As recently as March of this year, according
Yeah, that's Reddit. Nobody cares about Reddit.
Chat, I'm saying this right now. Don't go to r/traps. Go to r/femboys. It's way better.
Yeah. Like, this is where a lot of the issue with trap actually came from, was from trans people trying to co-opt it. And this does not help your argument at all that trap, like, why traps don't exist. Thank you, Internet Semester 5. Bloody hell. Traps are to anime what the female space marine debate is to 40k. Just delete me now. Thank you, Don Haito, for the 10 gifted memberships. Much appreciated. Wolfsbane for 2. Like how the term white supremacy came from Africa.
Was it you speak from experience, Kendra? Yes. I don't know what you were expecting.
Internet Zen Master for 10. Trans people didn't even get to the weeb sphere until the early 2010s. Trap was colonized by trans people for, as Mizu said, marketing purposes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that the term trap means cross-dressers or femboys. Not necessarily. Trap is when you can't tell, right? So Astolfo is prime trap because they are very clearly a boy, but nobody can tell, and most people assume they're a girl. The point of trap is the ambiguity of not knowing, basically. And the fact that they are not forward with it. So if someone is very forward with being a femboy, they are not a trap, because it is very clear what they are. Me and Royan had like a long conversation about this one day. We came to the conclusion that trap requires intention. Like how Astolfo absolutely refuses to tell people that he is a boy because he finds it funny that people think he's a girl.
According to the Wayback Machine. Very recently, they changed it to say that the subreddit is for posting images and videos of traps, presumably to avoid explicitly calling trans women traps, but the fact is that the actual content hasn't changed since that description change, because traps was always referring to trans women on this subreddit. Finally, in 2017, David Duke, former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, tweeted out an image of Playboy announcing its first trans playmate, along with the caption, "Traps are gay." This event is distinct from and more noteworthy than things like Malik Obama tweeting about traps, because in that case, he clearly didn't really know about what it meant and was just repeating what he'd been told after he asked about it.
So is David Duke, who's like a fucking 80-year-old dude. He does not know what he's talking about either.
I'm just stunned locked by just the casual mention of Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, you would never guess where a Pedro video is going at any given moment. Pedro is famous for this video, and he's also famous for the video claiming the goblins in Goblin Slayer were based on Jews.
What?
He is known for many things. All of them bad.
Oh my god.
Davy Boy, on the other hand, demonstrated a legitimate understanding of the term by using it to refer to a trans woman. Those are all the most relevant milestones, and they leave us with a few interesting conclusions.
I would like to point out, he has said those are all the relevant milestones when talking about the term trap. Supposedly, we have gone through the entire relevant history of the word trap.
Mm-hmm.
Has not mentioned Astolfo. Has not mentioned Chiro. Has not mentioned, Hideyoshi. Although Hideyoshi is debatable, I guess. We really haven't mentioned anime at all, except for Zombieland Saga.
Not only that, but all they brought up were just 4chan in the internet.
Yeah.
And there's not like any like actual history with it. The main guy from Jellyfish Princess. Yeah, no, that guy isn't really a trap. He's just a crossdresser.
Bridget,
And
haven't
also,
mentioned Bridget.
Princess Jellyfish, absolute fucking peak. I wish we got more of the show.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just gonna go buy the manga.
I need to buy the manga as well. They have the entire collection at a local manga store around me, so I'm like, ugh, I need it.
But he's claiming we've gone through all the relevant history. Nothing else matters at this point.
Would the elusive samurai protag be a trap? No, that's just a Shota, and he doesn't even stay as Shota.
Shota Twink.
Yep.
He was a perfect Shota. I still need to watch the new season of Seventh Prince. I need to see my boy again.
And then we'll Spain for 2. Would Hideyoshi from Baka no Test be a trap or no? Most people are kind of in the camp of no. Just because of how he treats himself.
The thing with Hideyoshi is that he's not really a trap. Even though he is, like, he falls under the branch, he kind of just goes along with it. That's, like, the whole thing about his character. He's like, I want to be treated as a boy, but, like, he'll still wear the dress.
Yes. Anyways, we continue.
to draw. For starters, trap as a term is not derived from Japan or its fan communities. Etymologically, it is a Western construction through and through. While there are Japanese terms that are used similarly to how we use trap, Otokonoko and Joso, trap was not based on those terms, and as a result, it doesn't fully match up with them, nor can it be used as an accurate substitute for them. Also, from relatively early on in the term's existence, its definition had expanded to encompass more than just 2D anime femboys. For over a decade now, at a bare minimum, trans women have fallen within the bounds of trap's usage. This definition of it extends
because they force themselves into it. Like, that is, it's so dumb. I hate when they bring it up. It's like, oh, trans people have been involved in it, because they put themselves in it.
Beyond just 4chan and extends beyond just a small group of people. Even people like David Duke, who will be familiar with the mimetic right-wing lingo to be sure, but who are almost certainly not anime fans or involved in online otaku culture.
What makes you think David Duke knows fuck all about anything internet related? Like, I have no idea why he's hung up on this.
I have no idea who this Duke guy is.
David Duke was an white supremacist who was the head of the KKK at one point.
Mm-hmm.
To put into perspective who he is claiming has like all this deep internet lingo knowledge, he is currently 75 years old. At the time he made that trap tweet, he was 67 years old. You're telling me he knows dick about internet memes?
I just want to know why someone like that even has a Twitter account and why people are even giving attention to it in the first place. How do you even find this guy?
Yeah.
How do you even have an internet account?
Well, he's a white supremacist, so he's up to date on all the right-wing lingo like trap. He's 67 at the time he tweeted that. He didn't know what the fuck he was saying.
6 and dare I say 7.
I will stab you, chat.
Shut up. Shut up,
are
cat.
aware of the term trap and what it can mean. And this makes sense, because even if you argue that it should only be defined as guys who look like girls, significant portions of the population maintain that trans women are in fact guys, and thus are in fact guys who look like girls. And I think that this brings us to Lesson 2, the slur questions. Now, the reason that this gift from me, your goddess, is necessary is because trap is an incredibly fraught term right now. To cut to the chase here, many trans people consider trap to be a transphobic slur, and as
despite the fact they co-opted it to refer to themselves for a time.
Was it somebody? Yeah, I'm just like, I don't think we should really be using Hibari with all this.
You don't think it's a valid use?
No.
Thank you, Frog
No,
Jupiter,
it's
for
not.
2. I'll only send Sonichu medallions to Sunpiker.
I
as a
bet you
result,
someone's
they and those who
just
support
showing
them will ask that people please not use the term. It is incredibly difficult to conduct a discussion on this subject that doesn't immediately fly off the rails, because there's like 6 different tracks it could go down, and usually people just try to take all of the routes at once. You can argue over whether or not trap is in fact a slur in the first place.
It's not.
You can argue if instead of settling and calling it a slur, trans people should just reclaim it.
No. You do not have the word. We do not let you have the word.
You can argue over whether or not people should be using it even if it is a slur. It is, frankly, a mess. And so I humbly ask that you let me try to take each of these different discourse dicks one at a time, and hopefully I'll
You know what? I'm gonna let them finish their metaphor.
avoid getting drowned by internet beef bukkake here.
You know.
Sir, are you sexually repressed? Why are you exposing us to this?
Well, they are the pedantic romantic after all.
Pedro is really bad about constantly making, like, sex and gay metaphors. For some reason.
I hate him. I hate him.
There's two main schools of thought on trap. One is a more open-ended approach that basically says, if they have a dick and they look like a girl, that's what a trap is. With the general idea being that a trap is defined by being tricked into being attracted to someone with a dick because they look like a girl. The other is more essentialist and maintains that traps are specifically actual guys that look like girls. So this would be cute anime femboys and cis-male cross-dressers mostly. Now, one of the main reasons that second school of thought arose is to reconcile the desires of those who subscribe to it to both continue using trap and to support trans women who...
Nobody gave a shit about trans women when they tried to say that. That is what trap was always intended to mean. They tried to reconcile it with their support for trans women. No, he fucking didn't. That's just what trap meant. Shut the fuck up.
This person is... I can't even say aggravating. I feel exhausted. I feel like I took a nap earlier and I feel like my energy's already being sapped for me.
He is an energy vampire.
Take issue with the term. They say that we should call out those who use trap incorrectly, meaning call out people who use the term for characters and people who don't fit their definition of the term. I think that this is pretty blatantly unworkable as a plan of action though, because it just isn't how language functions. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about descriptive linguistics versus prescriptive linguistics, where the former defines words by what they're used to mean, and the latter tries to assert a true or correct meaning for words regardless of how they come to be used. By its very nature,
when you are in a niche community, forcing rules over what words mean is actually very important and very doable.
Wait, hold on, Mizu. Someone in chat, no, said, before this stream, I only seen this guy's video where he claimed that Tanya the Evil is about the evils of capitalism. What?
What? Tanya the Evil is just about a rich jerk who wants to survive.
Also, there's the best scene in Tanya the Evil where he says they're communists, blow the shit out of them.
Which is the only thing that you should do to a communist.
The only thing I know about Tanya is when Tanya tricked them by using the voice of a little girl to speak on the speakers, and then the amazing sound design when they blew up the bass.
Yeah. Enter as semester 5. Wait a minute, Pedro's calling himself your goddess. What the hell did I just hear? Pedro person, why am I watching this? Just as a side note, Pedro is trans, I'm pretty sure, but I don't really care.
Mizu hates us, that's why we're watching this video.
Nature, words are something whose meanings shift over time, and that humans create for ourselves to describe things. If you aren't defining a word by what people understand and use it to mean, you're just divorcing yourself from reality. And trap is simply way too widely used as something that encompasses trans women and non-binary people to try to somehow combat that and herd everyone into some more restrictive...
Your example is Reddit and David Duke. It is widely used to refer to trans people. Okay, well, where are some examples? Well, there's this one subreddit that's got like 100k people on it, and then there's David Duke.
Who has like not even a lick of power to his name last I see.
Definition of it. David Duke is calling trans people traps. The transgender StarCraft pro Scarlet is being
Look, there 19 likes. Wait, do they actually say that? Yeah, so one guy way at the bottom here says it's a trap. And then somebody immediately says, stop that, it's going to encourage the SJWs. Great evidence, my guy.
Referred to as a trap constantly in various comment sections under uploads of her matches. People on Twitter involved in the Lily debate that I began this video with are straight up saying that because she's a male anime character who looks like a girl, she is definitionally a trap.
One like. One like.
The largest trans sub on Reddit is rtraps, which we mentioned earlier, and it has well over twice as many followers as rtransporn. Informational trans subreddits like rasktransgender, as well as the trans meme subreddit rtrans, are all smaller, and the only one that comes particularly close to rtraps is rtgirls, another trans porn sub. I'm sorry to say it.
Because it's marketing, you retard. You're providing tons of examples of why it's marketing, but you don't actually understand marketing. Also, thank you, Internet Semester, for 5. Wait. Why did this dimwit just throw non-binary in there? We're just talking about trans people, right? They have to always mention it.
But you're being naively optimistic if you think trap isn't widely normalized as encompassing trans people as well. Alrighty, we've established that trap is used to encompass trans people, not just cisgender guys, so the next thing to do is to look and see if it's used as a slur. And, upon doing so very extensively, I think it's undeniable to say that trap is in fact used as one. The aforementioned RT girls actually tells people not to use the term, along with other girls most everyone accepts.
But didn't you just say that rtraps is bigger than RT girls? So by the nature that rtraps is bigger, and you're saying that rtraps is about trans people, by your own logic, RT girls is just wrong. And they're just upset that they're smaller.
As actual transphobic slurs. And GLAD also lists it as defamatory language right next to...
Nobody gives a shit about GLAD.
No.
Also, they don't say trap is a slur. They say it is defamatory to say a trans person is deceptive, fooling, pretending, posing, trap, or masquerading. And they specifically say trapping others. This is the thing, like, a lot of trans people do not fucking understand for some reason. Is they see the word trap, and they mistake the verb trap for the anime community noun trap. This is saying the verb trap, to trap somebody. That is different from the noun trap that is used for femboy characters.
Well, you know people in media literacy.
I also say, he says it's right next to tranny and shemale. No, tranny and shemale are down here. Trap is up here with the other verbs.
to tranny and shemale. More importantly though, its use as a slur is incredibly pervasive. In the exact same way that a black person being dogpiled will have monkey and the N-word thrown at them, or a gay person will have faggot thrown at them, trans people will have people calling them trap, along with tranny and all the others. It's a term used...
Don't you understand? Kendra, trap is the same as the N-word.
It's even remote. Calling someone the only real, what is it? Like, calling someone a rose boy or flower boy or sissy, that's like an equivalent, because those were actual insults people used back then, not trap. Like, oh my gosh.
Do you have any thoughts, Lum Lum?
I have many, but I think I'd get your channel taken down.
Well, don't worry, we're going quicker on this one. We're already halfway through.
Oh, thank God.
To express dislike, resentment, hatred, etc. towards a specific group of people based upon the group they belong to. It's used by people whose feelings were hurt by my anime opinions. It's used in those negative comments directed towards Scarlet. It's used by people in the comments of Ben Shapiro videos as they discuss how freakish trans people
You're
are.
not
It's
comparing this to Ben Shapiro. Oh my gosh.
I also like how this is like the fourth time we've seen the David Duke tweet.
At this point, I really just think David Duke is into this.
Like burn dagger.
That hatred towards an incitement of violence, like the replies to David Duke's trap tweet of people fantasizing about killing trans
Oh my
people.
God.
How much clearer do things have to be than the ex-leader of the Ku Klux Klan expressing disgust at a group of people, and his followers clamoring for those people's deaths in response to that for you to call a term a slur? This is the way slurs
Simple.
are used.
Don't
This
take
is
it
what a slur looks
seriously.
like. You can even be someone
We talked about this back in the day when this discussion was first happening. But if you decide that if a bad person says a thing, that it is now officially a slur, you're not allowed to say anything. This is literally a Hitler drank water argument. Why are you saying that? David Duke said that word before. I don't give a shit about David Duke.
Most people probably don't even know that the leader is even alive. They most probably think he's like dead or something. Why would we even think he's even comparable?
It's like, okay, this would be like if someone said, "Man, you like animal rights activism? You want to know who else liked animal rights activism? Hitler."
No, it really is like a Hitler drank water argument. It's like, it's so stupid. Guys, I think Pedro might have a crush on David Duke, given how much he keeps bringing him up.
Not only that, but keep flashing his Twitter like up multiple times. People didn't know he was alive. Now people who watch your video will go find it. It's like the Junko girl from that one Japanese case. A lot of the people that hurt her now have Twitter accounts. And now all the people that know about the case just go to the Twitter account and boost them and harass them, and they just troll back. You are just promoting these people. Oh my God.
That one chick that everyone was just like obsessed over, the real life yandere girl, when she got out of prison, she made a Twitter account and people were just like, "Oh, we gotta follow her."
Also, fun fact, David Duke's account is banned.
Oh wow, who knew?
You can't even find it.
Someone who thinks it's okay to use trap still, but if nothing else, you've got to acknowledge that the term is, among other things, an anti-trans slur. Now, with that established, the most relevant question becomes, so what do we do? The answer to that question will depend on who you are, so let me set those of you who are just looking to trigger the libcucks to one side for a moment. First, let's address those who do care that people might be made uncomfortable by seeing a slur that's commonly used against them thrown about as a common community term. You might say, I mean, look, I understand that you might not like the word, but it describes a specific thing. What do you want me to do? Or if you're a bit less accommodating, you might be wondering, so what, am I really supposed to stop using this because it makes some people feel bad? That just isn't practical, and frankly, I'm gonna need a better reason than just that to give it up. It's here that I want to note that trap does legitimate harm as a term.
I would like to point out that you were saying we are not allowed to use trap how it is correctly meant to be used because it would take too much effort to change people's minds, but now you're saying, no, we can't actually use it as a community term anymore. We have to just change people's minds. He has no idea what he's talking about. Because he just really, at the end of the day, wants people to never say the word trap again. Does this guy still make videos? Yes.
Ugh.
I don't know how recent, but yes.
I looked into it, and the last video they did was like 6 years ago.
Did they really stop? Are they gone?
Let me see.
Here, one
Let me
sec.
check again.
Yeah, no, they did. Look at that.
Hold on. Check their Patreon or the other link that's up there.
Twitter and Patreon. So Twitter,
It's still alive as of July of 2025.
yeah. And then, I guess just
Nope, nothing. That's just profile. He doesn't have a creator page.
Why would you link this then?
Probably used to have one. Probably stopped making content.
I'll tell you one thing. They're right about the dark timeline with the Giga anime.
Yeah.
Listen, I've said my piece on that.
Yeah, they
He
just
hasn't been very active. Huh.
They don't do anything.
Well, thank God he took himself out of content creation.
Do they have? I think they deleted the
Hold on.
There's the Goblin Slayer one.
Roll up just a little bit. Just a tiny, little more. More than just cross-dressing, Princess Jellyfish. Ugh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You also have more than just fingering your robot girlfriend.
Pandora of the Crimson Shell. Oh, I thought that was the other one. The mermaid one.
But chat, we will continue. We're almost done with the video.
In 2013, a trans woman was murdered, and the man who murdered her claimed that he had no control over his actions because finding out that she was trans sent him into a panic. He used what is called the trans panic defense and avoided.
I have to say this because I was in big discussions over this at the time when people were talking about this. The so-called trans panic defense is A, not a defense, and B, never successfully been used in any court ever for the entire history. There was a case of somebody attempting a trans panic defense in the 1970s, and they still lost. Think about how, like, not progressive we were in the 1970s. This shit didn't fly then. What makes you think it flies now? Like they keep putting the trans panic defense. So when they say because somebody says there's a trans panic defense question mark, what they mean is somebody in court said they're trans, I panicked, that's why I killed them. It's not a defense, like quote unquote. In reality, in court, you can use anything as a defense. What matters is if the court believes you or not, or if the court believes it's a valid defense. Like, I can get up in court and say, the devil made me do it. And that would be the devil made me do it defense. That doesn't mean it's a valid defense.
There's a whole movie based off of one of the cases of, oh, the devil made me do it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean it's a valid defense. It doesn't mean it works in court. People use whatever the fuck they want in court. Also, thank you, Toa, for 5. I like Pandora of the Crimson Shell. It's literally by the author of Excel Saga and canonically in the Ghost in the Shell universe. But yeah, anytime somebody brings up the trans panic defense, all you have to say in return is literally never worked in court. Ever. Even in the 70s.
Avoided being charged with a hate crime or with murder, and got manslaughter instead. And that is not the only instance of this. The idea that trans people are out to trap you or to trick you directly gets trans people killed, and it gets their killers lighter sentences for doing so. Having a term that refers to them literally be trapped.
That is not why people get lighter sentences for that. It's because you are lying to them.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before. If you are trans, you need to inform your partner that you are trans. You can't hide that shit from them.
Yeah, it's you know, it's more than a little shitty if you straight up tell people like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell my boyfriend that you know I'm not a chick, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there are people that record themselves in interviews saying, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell this person." No, not at all. It's like, dude.
And you're sitting here.
There's like a baseline level of like trust with that type of thing. Like, I understand not coming out immediately about it, but if you're planning on spending the rest of your life with someone, or if you like just want to get over, because like of course everyone gets nervous about rejection regardless of gender or identity, but you just got to rip the band-aid off, bro.
Yeah. And you're sitting here like, oh no, the existence of the term trap is why this happens. No, the fact that you lied to your partner before the pants came off is why that happened.
Yep.
I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but you're blaming a fucking anime community term like as an excuse for you to just lie to people. That's not how it works.
Not only that, like this was like also like pre-2020s. Like people were doing that before. People hated anime back then.
Yeah.
Like the term or no term. People hate. People just hated anything that wasn't American.
Thank you, Chaos Match, for 2. He didn't say anything about tramps in anime. And Internet Zenmaster for 5. It's literally a crime of passion / temporary insanity defense. Turns out lying causes people to react poorly. Who'da thunk? Exactly.
And having its origin in a meme warning you that you're about to be tricked spreads that idea, and thus spreads that idea's capacity to lead to direct violence against trans people.
Or you just did lie to them. Like, I don't understand, like, it spreads this meme that we lie to people. You're literally lying to people. The meme is not making you lie to people.
The whole point of trap is that you're trapping people.
You are literally lying to people.
You're doing it via photos and videos. And even then, they're literally intentionally searching that out. Most people who know that term search it out. So they want to be like tricked like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people say, hey, be careful of those Vietnamese lady boys. Or those Filipino lady boys.
Since you're courteous enough to not want to call trans people traps, using the term to refer to anime characters at all can be an issue. Trans women aren't men, non-binary people aren't men. Those who don't agree with that statement, again, wait your turn for just a moment, please. But the thing is that there's a significant body of textual evidence that multiple of the most popular trap characters are in fact trans.
This is where we're going to get into the fun part. Where all of the popular traps are actually trans guys. You just don't get it.
Astolfo is referred to by gender-neutral they-them pronouns in the official translation of Fate.
Oh, why is it always fake?
So to point out, people have talked about this before. In the English version of Fate, they use like gender neutral terminology for Astolfo, specifically in only the English mobile gacha game. In absolutely no other media do they do this except for just the Fate Grand Order gacha game. And even in that game, there is a class, right? Or there's like a boost you get for having just males on a team in a specific situation. He is counted in the just male team. He is not counted in the just female team. So like even on a coding level, he is still listed as man. They are just coping because his character bio entry uses they, them, and never says he or she. It is massive cope.
Fate Grand Order, and their gender is listed as secret in their bio. Could this simply be coy playfulness from Astolfo? Perhaps?
Yes. It's actually extremely explicit.
I'm pretty sure like Astolfo even himself is literally that's the whole point of doing it's a secret.
Yes.
He's just messing with you. That's the whole point of his character. He's messing with you.
Perhaps, but it seems more likely to be that Astolfo is non-binary, or as people in the Japanese queer communities more often call it, X-gender. There's also the ever-popular Felix from ReZero, who is an even more clear...
Do you have thoughts yet, Kendra?
I don't know much about Felix. But I know enough about him where I'm just like, oh no, not the Felix debate again.
Clear-cut case. In a spin-off novel written by the same author of the main series that focuses on Felix and Krush, Felix says that she wants to be called Ferris, says to herself that she is, quote, a girlish young woman, a wonderful and cute girl. And the novel also says that while her girlishness is borrowed, it should have belonged to her to begin with. Ferris is undeniably a trans girl. She takes on a new, more...
This is another situation. This only exists in the translation. This does not actually exist in the original dialogue.
I'm assuming you're more familiar with ReZero than I am.
Not ReZero as a concept. I am familiar with this specific issue.
Oh, okay.
Because this specific issue was such a massive problem, I ended up having to look into it. And this is like another issue. They're like, oh, well, it's in the official translation. The Japanese people don't know what the official translation says. You know why? Because they don't speak English. That's the reason they had localizers do it for them.
Was it Ferris is literally how they say Felix's name in Japanese. Oh, so somebody just decided to make stuff up.
Yes. The localizers just don't know what they're talking about.
More feminine name, calls herself a girl, and then the third-person narrator of the novel says that she should have been born a girl, that she should have had that femininity to begin with. If you think it's inaccurate and mean-spirited to call trans people traps, to call people who do not identify as men by a term that refers to men, calling anime characters traps is always going to be a risk. This is because that within a group of characters who were born as boys and want to look androgynous or like girls, you'll end up getting a decent number of trans characters, because being born as a boy and wanting to look like a girl is what trans girls experience. In Lost Pause's trap video, he calls Poison, who has breasts and who according to the developers is even post-op in the Western versions, a trap, along with Marion.
That came much later. Which, again, this is something like he just doesn't understand. Poison in modern day is quote-unquote a post-op transsexual. When Poison first came out, there were jokes about just Poison having a schlong in those tiny shorts.
Another trans anime character who also already has breasts even. Beyond just being the generally anti-funny and unwatchable tripe one expects from Noble.
You got a penis! Oh, no! Sorry, guys! You guys got screwed! Oh, no!
This video demonstrates very clearly the issues that the term has when it comes to the boundaries of transness and trapness.
The boundaries
Trapness.
of transness and trapness.
First, rapness.
Okay, listen, I understand growing up is realizing that Lost Pause is funny thing. But like he's cool when he's having fun and just making jokes. Like, he's not genuinely trying to spread hate. That was literally the opposite of his content, even back then.
Also, thank you, Atari. English is extremely uncommon in Japan. They know as much English as you do Japanese, pretty much.
Yep.
It's always what I hate it. We're like, well, the Japanese let the localizers do this. They didn't let them do anything. They didn't have a choice. That's what a translator is for.
We just learned recently that the vast majority of, like, Japanese publishers are not aware of what the English localizers are doing.
Yeah, they literally can't read it. They're just trusting them to handle it professionally.
Heck, the whole thing with like 7Cs, where someone literally tried to have like a bunch of their own trans friends reading it over. The author came out and was like, "I didn't approve of these changes.
Yeah.
Thank you to all my fans for telling me we will be fixing this issue." It's not like she wasn't even saying like she wasn't even trying to like be hateful. She's like, "That's not what my story is. That's it."
Yeah.
Thankfully, as I mentioned way back at the start, the Japanese fandom already has terms for these characters, so if you need a trap alternative, we can look to those. Joso is a more general term that comes from combining the kanji for woman with the kanji for wearing, to create a term that basically means wearing woman. So Joso is the act of dressing up like a woman and acting the part, basically the act of presenting as female. Joso is a subculture engaged in by cis guys, cross-dressing, and trans people alike, so more accurately covers the full spectrum of characters that we in the West would call traps. For anyone scoffing at the notion of using a Japanese term to describe this stuff, feeling it would be less intuitive and more unwieldy, I'd like to remind you of the existence of tsundere. Basically, everyone in the anime community understands what it means, and it describes a character.
Because to describe a tsundere in English would require like a full sentence. When tsundere just works. It's different with trap.
Character archetype that's grounded enough in a Japanese cultural and media context that no American term would work nearly as well to accurately describe it. For replacing trap in a porn and porn tag context, Otokonoko serves better. The term began as an
It doesn't.
No.
They're different things.
That's like a completely different. That's like a complete. That like covers a completely different thing. Oh, that's like what is it? That's like a femboy.
Yes. Also notice in this entire video, he's never once said the word femboy.
Yeah.
No.
Amateur porn genre, and Oshimi Kaoru, one of the main figures who helped popularize it, has said that trans women were important to that community's formation. It's the fetish subset of Joso, and as such, you shouldn't call a person or character an Otokonoko simply because they're doing Joso. But okay, you've waited your turns.
I like how he doesn't say what Otonoko means. Like, he doesn't actually define it. He says it's a subculture spearheaded by trans people that's a porn fetish in Japan.
I think this was also during the time when femboy was also coming under scrutiny too.
Yes.
Where they're like, femboy is also a slur. And it's like, all right, bro, everything is a slur. Everything is a dog whistle. You're a dog whistle. I'm a dog whistle. Are there any more dog whistles that you want to refer to me?
Yeah.
You're a dog whistle. I'm a dog whistle. He, she, we, dog whistle.
Patiently, so now it's finally time that I start jerking you off, oh hardline trap users. Sorry, but there isn't much to say other than yeah, if you hate trans people, of course there's no real reason for you to not use the anti-trans people slur. That's sorta how slurs work. As I laid out, the term has no grounding in Japanese fandom, and they've got their own terminology for this kind of stuff. So maybe a few of you hardcore essentialists might not want to use trap for that reason, but otherwise, duh. If you're an online far-right mimetic anime fan, using trap is naturally something you'll do, and not something I can really change. If you're a transphobe, you've already written me off, and I've already written you off. Just how this sort of stuff works, unfortunately. Everyone who's made it to this point in the video now knows the history of the term trap, why...
I'm so...
What?
You've both been educated.
I feel like I want to... I want to stick a nice piece of metal in my mouth, find a nice little trigger, and what?
Like, I have to point out that a lot of the big leftist Anitubers simped the shit out of this video. Posted it everywhere. Like, look at Pedro's amazing history on the word trap. And there's nothing here. It is just worthless drivel. Most of it's just factually wrong.
Not only that, there's like so much wrong with this video. They're like, oh well, like in the beginning, they did a decent job breaking down the Japanese, and then they just don't do that again for the rest of the video.
You know, Mizu, as a palate cleanser, have this post that I seen that made me fucking laugh far too much.
Well, really quick, Internet Zen for 5. I love how everyone in chat's immediate response to poison is, she's a Fuda, not post-op. An Angel's Advocate for 2, pain. But we're almost done. We have 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, didn't they try going after Fuda too?
Yes. Fuda, trap, and femboy are off the table for trans people.
Friendly definition of the term flies in the face of basic linguistics. How its use as a derogatory term for trans people is far too widespread and mainstreamed at this point to try to assert that it isn't a slur. Why the prominence of trans characters among those considered traps makes the term one that is tough to use accurately, and which terms can serve as solid alternatives in their respective appropriate contexts, while as a bonus being more accurate to how Japan views these characters. As a result of its origin, the term trap doesn't really define anything concrete. Its definition is so fluid and contradictory, encompassing multiple distinct Japanese subcultures into one Frankensteinish creation, and as such, I don't think any character can be described by it particularly accurately. Now, as with just about...
Yes, if you lie about what the word means, it doesn't make any sense.
any slur, people of the group targeted by it are free to use it. If any trans people find empowerment through personally reclaiming the term or identify with it, it's no one's place to take that away from them. Hopefully, they'll be understanding of how other trans people might be made uncomfortable by it, and thus not throw it out there willy-nilly. But in turn, others should be understanding of them. Just know that if you identify with characters like Ferris or Astolfo, you don't have to identify as a trap to do so. You can also simply identify with what they are, trans. With that out of the way though, that's just about everything I've got to say on this topic, so now I can link this video in response to questions about it forevermore. Firstly, a big
He did that for a while, and every time he did, people made fun of him and said that he was wrong and retarded. And then he just stopped replying to people.
I wonder why. Because, oh my gosh. That video made less... By the end of it, I'm just like, so they can use... So, okay, so people who identify as trans, they can have it, except when it's used against... When they say it to other people, except not really... everybody's got to get along and use it with respect. And I'm just like, you know what? At some point, we've lost the plot.
Here you go. Absolute peak turned 10 this year in this post. What? It's just Super Lovers Anime turning 10 this year. OMG, Haru's ideal age preference.
This is Lumi's idea of a palate cleanser, chat.
Yes, and I need to rewatch Super Lovers. It's been so fucking long.
Gosh. Well, at least the silver-haired guy's hot.
I know! Lumi, why? Because I said so. Let's go, Yowie. Fuck yeah, we will always have the upper hand from the Yuritards.
Unfortunately for me, I prefer my age gap media for to have the underage person 16 and above. 15,
you know what? Fair.
15 at least, but 16 and above.
I also do like my age gap anime where the younger one is a little more bratty and dominant. It's rare, but it's so good.
Oh, so basically that one couple from Junjo Romantica.
Lumi says if her age is on the clock.
If it's on the clock.
The other one is if there's grass on the field, it's fair game. There's a couple different ones. They're all equally horrendous.
Oh my gosh.
Toa for 5. At least he didn't bring up Coxgate, although that video might have been before that. Not sure what year it was. It was pretty terrible. That, like, single-handedly destroyed a lot of Total Biscuit's reputation with the anime community.
Who's Total Biscuits? And what?
Total Biscuit was a video game reviewer who was very, very popular among, like, a lot of people. And he was friends with a YouTuber streamer called Jesse Cox. And he was at CoxCon, which was, like, Jesse Cox's event, whatever. And they were doing a question and answer, and somebody asked Jesse Cox, "Are traps gay?" Jesse Cox gave, like, a very weird, non-committal answer. And then the guy who asked that question posted on Twitter after that security came and found him as soon as the panel was over and had him thrown out.
The fuck?
It came out that Jesse Cox, Total Biscuit, and one of their trans friends had kind of discussed it and had the guy thrown out. Because they just decided that he was offensive for asking it.
Lame.
People who do that just... listen, they're just cringe and let them go away and don't make it a bigger deal than it is. This usually it always makes something bigger than it is. Oh my gosh.
It was Laura Kate Dale, I think.
It was Laura Kate Dale. Was the trans friend.
Laura Kate Dale. I think with a name like that, I can already assume the worst.
Thank you, Internet Zen Master for 5. Lumi is a sucker for Shota Dom. In the words of Frogan, based. And Chaos Smash for 2, do you take reaction requests? We do have a reaction request section in my Discord. I look at all of them. I don't necessarily watch all of them, but I try to watch them all by myself, and then I decide if I'll react to them after. TB had a spurg out during the panel when he was asked the question. Exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't Total Biscuit die? Yes, Total Biscuit had cancer.
Ooh.
Here, I think if I do it on Twitch, it should pop up on both platforms. Possibly. Yeah, it does. We're good. At least I'm sure that's the right one. Let me double check. It might not be. Yeah, no, that's the right one. We're good. Fall from Grace, yeah, he was kind of going downhill after that. But chat, I'd like to thank you guys for showing up tonight and hanging out with us. I will be sending you away to a random little VTuber I like to watch sometimes.
This is always fun to do, even if I want to kill myself by the end of the stream.
Oh my god, I'm a doja.
Still continue to use Discord with its age verification nonsense. Right now, there's really nowhere to go. So a lot of people kept making suggestions for different platforms. One of the big platforms people kept suggesting actually had more strict rules than Discord does. So that's just not happening.
Yeah, it's like for right now, it's like I made a just in case backup server on Root. They said that they are going to be fixing up their TOS because they just got out of beta a couple months ago. Well, closed beta and everything. And I'm waiting for bots so they can assign roles.
That's my thing with people. Like, they're always like, oh, we gotta go here, we gotta go there. I'm not leaving because I used to do that where I would hop from platform to platform and then I would just have 50,000 accounts. Because people need to realize you have to go to where the people are. If the people aren't there, there's no point in leaving because you're just gonna end up crawling back to that original place in the first place.
Chat, I am more likely to make my own Fediverse than I am to go to another platform at this point. I would go back to TeamSpeak, but TeamSpeak refuses to update anything. I could...
Oh yeah, they tried... Oh, sorry.
Well, I could possibly make a Steam group, but that'd probably be the closest I would get to something else.
Didn't like TeamSpeak actually say something and everyone immediately clowned on them when they tried to talk about the Discord thing?
Because TeamSpeak, every single time Discord has had a controversy, TeamSpeak has piped up and been like, you should come to TeamSpeak. And then somebody would reply to them, it's like, I would, but you don't have these features that Discord has. And then whoever their IT guy would reply, oh, it's okay, don't worry, we're working on that. Well, it's been like 5 or 6 years since like you guys have been doing that. You haven't added anything to the service. Fedi versus decentralized Twitter, not Discord. I know what I said, chat. I meant it. I'm more likely to make a Fediverse than I am to go to another Discord alternative.
I know I've been using fucking what's it called? I am bad with names. Telegram. I've been using Telegram more because of all the Russian artists that I follow. Because that's where the most active.
That's the one Proctor called me a pedophile for having.
I just use Telegram so I can communicate with the Russian artists that I commission.
Well, to be fair, we'll be seeing you in the feds list, just like the obscene list.
And the gore too, huh, Lumi?
Nah. It's like the closest forum that I joined for like gore stuff was when Best Gore was still around. I had an account and everything on there. Oh, it's very active in the comment section. Excuse me.
But chat, we'll see you guys later. I'm gonna send you off. Don't worry, I will have more videos to torture Lumi and Kendra with next week.
Yay! Yay!
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
You guys have a good one.
Bye, guys.